Alright, we are good to go. I will start the little music. And... Oh, why is it showing us a black screen? Oh, because of the source. One moment. Oh, black screen for me. Okay, no, should be fixed now. Alright, so, some of us are going to be a bit late today for those that are viewing, but they will be here when they are here. Most of the session will be probably a talking session anyway, but we'll see how things go. But in any case, that's not what I wanted to open up. Yes, welcome back, Shadow Guardians. It's been, what, about a week and a half? Or 2 weeks since our last session?
About 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Some stuff came up for the last session date, so we had to kind of do a little bit of postponing for things. But we're back, at least for now, on the schedule. If everyone remembers, or most of everyone remembers, I'll go ahead and give a quick refresher, though, for the audience and for anyone that doesn't. In your last session, everybody was fighting. I think it was the. Oh yeah, it was the second part of that fight. So, in the last session, everyone had been still staving off the strange Althegar creature, the Leviathan beast that burst out of the water along on the coast in the southern parts of Lapsus, or I should say the Consortium. That the guild had been making its new base on, or a new transceiver tower, basically. A device that's used to basically communicate or relay communications between a wide area. The guild was building this nearby one of its special forts, which is used to kind of it's like an inlet for a lot of different people, refugees and otherwise, that go to different parts of Lapsus, not just the Consortium. But this was used to help with communication there, and also some other things that you'll probably be made privy of soon, but for the most part, just kind of monitoring the general area, wildlife, and situations as they progress. And it could not have came a time sooner, as the party had been, well, during the construction of this, the party had been acting as a defensive effort to make sure nothing went particularly wrong. Something wrong kind of did happen. A bunch of constructs that were native to the area, seeker constructs, they look like kind of different shaped beasts made out of metal and different wiring and such, had all been kind of around the general vicinity of this tower, just surveying the area, creatures, and people around, just monitoring things as they seemed to be programmed to do. However, there was a kind of some sort of strange disturbance that was felt in the distance. And all of the constructs proceeded to disperse around the island and into the water, some of them. One of the constructs that seemed to have been printed upon Casket, I believe, had actually ran into the water immediately to confront something and was swiftly thrown out, heavily damaged, as an Alsagar erupted from the water, along with these strange water elemental things that seem to have bits of meat, flesh, and rotted material in them, and bone, as well as these very eerie glowing green eyes kind of fixated in their central skull. But this Alsagar was also quite nasty. It seemed like parts of it were either rotting off or just kind of like mutated, like weird bulbous green blotches of skin and flesh. Uh, I think at one point its eye literally fell out of its head when you all were fighting it. But strangely, after the fight continued and went on, it didn't seem that it was an undead. It seemed like whatever it was still mostly, well, alive is maybe a stretch, but it was not undead at least. That being said, the fights went overall, I'd say, pretty well. There was some rough moments in it, as, some people, cough cough, Seiyun, proceeded to get knocked down, I believe, 3 times in the vicinity of one round, as
Good
they
record.
had did a very decent amount of damage with one attack, and it had slapped it with its tail very, very hard, and then proceeded to shoot him with a beam of water. However, through the sheer grace of some deity, Seiyun kept rolling extremely well on his injury checks. I believe it was 2 crits, nat 20s, and proceeded to not take any injuries at all the entirety of that time. So he was just going up and down. Um, might have a little bit of a fear, but you know that's all right. You know that's we'll get the trauma center later for that. You know.
Indeed.
But nevertheless, after the creature was swiftly dealt with, the party had kind of fanned out to kind of check the area around, as well as to inspect the corpse of the creature that they had just felled. I think the corpses of several creatures, but the corpse of the main creature they were fighting as well. To that end, I believe it was Titus and Emiko. That was it. Titus and Emiko, who had actually managed to get some oddities from their little attackers here. Notably, even though they were warned several times about this, they did not wear any type of PPE. Your friendly reminder, whenever you're carrying very odd, caustic, or otherwise ill-perturbed materials, probably, you know, wrap your stuff up, you know? Probably a good idea.
Wear protection.
Yes, moral of the story, wear protection. As, well, what proceeded to happen is after the party had kind of carved what they needed to, casket included, who had worn most of their protection and stuff they needed, they were approached by what was known by Apani as a creature called a melter lion, or I guess a construct called a melter lion, which is this very large, about the size of the Alsagar itself in terms of space it would hold. Like lion-shaped construct with this mane of this aura of fire and like pure heat energy just kind of radiating off of it. Well, it was not very happy when it noticed that they had grabbed some contraband, we'll say, some materials that might not be good for the environment, and proceeded to get a little bit hostile with them. But because of Pawnee's immediate yell and everyone kind of grabbing what they needed, they managed to run to the ship before it could attack them. And it seemed to have kind of let them go, focusing on the main body of the creature instead, and melting its body down, seemingly trying to get rid of the infection, or infected material at least, in the area. However, that would not be where the incidents would cease, as the party would... As they got on the ship, Titus and Emiko began to experience some weird things. Specifically, Titus, who began seeing some odd visions and hearing some weird whispers, more so than what Emiko was hearing as whispers, as he began to hear the voice of his long-lost brother, who Titus was not very happy about hearing the voice of or seeing, as he saw a visage of him appear in front of him at one point. This made Titus immediately erupt in a frenzy of rage and anger, and chased him, basically what he thought he saw, around the ship until he eventually got to the main cockpit, and proceeded to throw one of his chain blades towards the main terminal that controls the ship. But luckily, with Casket arriving and kind of being a little bit quiet for the most part during that time, and just at the last second putting up a shield spell to kind of...
Popcorn break?
Yep, popcorn break. Putting up a little, like, energy shield spell in the way of it, managed to deflect the chain blade before it managed to deal any major significant damage. I think it was Divine Shield specifically. But, yes, before it was able to do any major damage, and then with the help of the... Well, I guess you've seen her strength slightly before. Than that one and the Bun event situation being shown there.
That was a teaser, wasn't it?
Yep. Latricia showed her very immense strength once again by basically wrestling Titus down, who proceeded to kind of pass out right after this without much fanfare. After this moment, it was kind of determined by several people, especially Apani and Latricia, that they should probably quarantine the people that have been, we'll say, touched by whatever this material was, or I should say have touched the material directly. So Titus was put basically in a sealed brig kind of room, placed gently on kind of a mat to keep him, like, not make him uncomfortable while he's resting. And Emiko was then locked in her room for at least the foreseeable future. Who Emiko then tried to break out of her room multiple times to kind of success and then immediate failure by shocking herself and paralyzing herself.
Yep.
Because she had taken a shower and had then immediately tried working with electrical tools, and water and electricity don't really mix, it seems. So, also fur. Fur, electricity, water. Not always the best mix. But either way, outside of that little fiasco that happened, Latricia and the rest of the party would meet at the bridge and kind of talk about the situation just happened. And more specifically, what they had been seeing on the sensor array around the kind of southern Lapsus area that they were connected to. It was shown that the guild basically piggybacks off of an existing signal that's emitted from most of the transmission towers that are around at least this area. And it seems like the reason that they've been building this tower is kind of as a major way to springboard off of a bunch in the southern area. Or kind of make their own, what they call waypoint towers. These are larger transmission towers capable of emitting a signal over a much wider area than just, like, the equivalent of, like, maybe 10 to 20 miles, more like in the hundreds category. But to that end, when they were linking this thing, and when they were noticing, while they were linking this signal to the main system that is already around, there was a immediate, not reaction to them, but an immediate reaction of something happening in this kind of southern soaring ocean and swelling sea area. This had to do with what they believed to be some type of corrupting signature that was noticed in the system, or noticed in the area that the system identified and sent all the constructs in the area into high alert to basically find whatever this corruption was and root it out immediately. As what was shown to them was these seeker constructs or constructs that they've seen around, the beast ones, seem to have some type of ecological surveying or ecological sustainability protocol that they keep, and that's why they've been monitoring the island and the whole area around. And this corrupting signature tripped them off to that, what their parameters were set to. After a little bit more of the conversation and figuring out that, what exactly had caused this thing, Latricia had basically sent something to Kaya and I'm sorry, I forgot the name for a moment. Kaya and Fari, basically to look up some information and see what they could dig up about what this corrupting signature could be, especially since they have materials now on the ship that are sealed in some tanks, as well as potentially where the source of this signature is coming from. And where we last left off, the party was basically making their way, or was landing at the base and kind of making their way to the main war room or operation center, where all of this stuff could be hashed out and discussed, as they need to figure out what their next move's going to be. Mainly, well, not really what their next move's going to be. They need to get ready and organize, as they're going to need to find this signature and go searching around. So, that is where we will begin today. For the sake of things, we'll say that most of everybody at this point is kind of cleaned up and such. And, I believe, Titus, you would be awake at this point, as they've kind of gotten back to the ship, or not back to the ship, back to the base. You're a bit lethargic, and it feels like there's kind of this gnawing sensation in the back of your head, kind of like a little bit of a buzz, like a bit of brain fog. Not enough that you can't, like, think or talk, just enough that it's kind of annoying.
Is it enough that I can't remember what happened to get me knocked out?
You remember being really angry, and you remember hearing someone's voice that maybe got you angry, but it's kind of like a fog. It's like almost like a weird dream that you mostly remember, or that you half remember. You do know that something happened at least, but you just don't know the specifics exactly. Unless, of course, you'd ask, I said.
Mm-hmm.
But whether or not you'd want to ask now or later is another thing up to you. But yes, for the sake of things, we'll say that everybody is basically at the operations center and at the meeting, and is, I guess, being sat down or sitting down or like getting ready to talk with both Kaya, Fari, Latricia, and our boy Crow. Oh, I guess and Brew would be here as well, of course.
Man.
Brew is, I'd say for the sake of things, everyone is kind of like circled around like a large table, just kind of sitting and doing different things. You can see Kaya is I'd say she'd be the one standing up. Fari is sitting down, typing on some type of terminal, probably looking into something. Latricia is doing the same in terms of like sitting down and typing something, but you can see kind of what she's doing. She seems to be digging up information about the material specifically, just looking through like information that might be related to it. Nothing seems to stand out to you immediately yet, just she's looking up like any connections that could be there. Crow is somewhat kind of, I wouldn't say despondent or anything. Crow's just kind of got his arms crossed and is looking at I'd say like the screen in the middle of all of you in the middle of the table. And Brew is off to the side, leaning at one of the walls, kind of just looking at things, with his arms crossed as well. But Yep, go ahead. Were one of you trying to say something?
No, just thinking.
Okay. Well, in that case, Kaya will say something. She will look up and say, Alright, so we've looked at the situation based on the information that Latricia gave us, as well as what all of you found. We concur with what she thinks. We don't believe this is BOS, at least. But that doesn't exactly tell us much. Even if we ruled out one thing, that's good, but it doesn't tell us exactly what we're dealing with. But there is some good news. We've been able to track down the signal, well, roughly the area the signal might have come from, the immediate notice by the array. And she will point on the table, and you can see a little map of kind of like what you see here is shown of the Consortium. And you can see that kinda over, not where I just clicked, right over here. We believe that it is something over here. If you can see where I'm clicking.
Yep. So, what would be our next course of action here?
Well, we had some guild scouts go into the area to see if they could figure out maybe potentially what exactly is happening in that area, but so far, even after about an hour or so, we haven't heard anything back. We did send it not too long ago, though, so it might not be something we get back at least immediately. That being said, I think the best course of action we have might be to go there ourselves. It is a distance away, but considering it's in our jurisdiction still, I think it's a good idea.
There might be trouble.
She nods.
Probably is.
Fawe kind of says, it might be more trouble than just our, well, take a look. And she'll click something on her terminal, and she will show you, basically like a blurb of information, or like, I guess you can say like, parchments and stuff like that come up. Just different reports, basically. And some of the reports you can see talk about like disturbances with the locals. You see mentions of the Alta Latel, the Lapsian populace. Okay, that's cool. Fun. But you see the disturbances between both of them. You see the Veiled Chieftain. The Veiled Chieftains warn of possible illness spreading in the area. You see reports about we'll just say they're from different like sources and like agencies, But you do see some that are like, the Beastkin once again halting progress due to their old ways of thinking. You hear, or you see some reports that say, strange new mineral found in recent parts of the Consortium. Will this spark a new engineering wave and new fueling wave across the nation? Things like that.
Okay, so it's basically just casual racism.
Yes, it definitely
And
has that vibe. But
Hmm.
something she points out specifically, Fari kind of sits up right here. And she points at a... Oh, that was my earphone that just dropped. She points out a thing about the fuel. The specifically the blurb about the fuel, or the mineral thing. New mineral deposit found. She blows that up so you can all see it. And it talks about how, not just in this area, but in a bunch of different areas in Lapsus, there has been a push by Gilded Forges, some metalworking plant groups, and a bunch of like homegrown Lapsian places, or Lapsian refinery places, have been digging up this new mineral to break down for fuel.
a new mineral.
Yes. There's not a lot of information about the specifics of this either. And she pulls up multiple reports, because not just about that area. A lot of like, check out this new, the Gilded Forges comes with a new thing to put the Consortium's military back on the map. And it's like a bunch of a lot of sensationalist stuff. You can see there's some engineering reports, but none of it ever talks about the details about this stuff. It seems like it's almost a tight-lipped secret. It seems like Gilded Forges and a couple other companies are keeping a very tight lid on like how they refine this material, where they're even getting it from, and then what exactly it entails. But they call it something called Compound 33834. I'm gonna make sure that's also the name of it because I don't want to misspeak.
Compound.
That is, one second, Control F. Compound 33284, I believe.
Where's my thinking pages? There it is.
No indication as to why it is given that name. You can see there's people that are like that, or in some of these reports talk about how this compound is very, very potent. It's very efficient, and it allows a lot of machines and such like that would be normally needing like to be refueled at least another like 2 or 3 times to last a little bit longer. But there's also reports, and you see a lot of these are centered around Beastkin kind of outlets that talk about, especially Alto ones, that talk about how the Alto are very hesitant, it seems, just the vibe you get, about this material. And specifically in the Vale tribe area, you see a lot of reports about them being, we'll say, less than favorable towards people mining it around their tribal lands. And that you see some reports about some intrusions on their tribal lands, some between the Consortium government and their tribal and territories. So
Okay, I see what's going on here.
yes, but again, nothing too concrete yet. And you can see, yeah, I guess I would say that that's where like most of the reports end, and Faris like kind of crosses their arms and leans back. Seems like this material was actually something that the guild's been looking into as well. It popped up around the market a few months ago. Not too long ago since our group formed, ironically. She kind of thinks. The exact date when the material first started appearing is not exactly known, but it's been being used around the Consortium area at least for the last 3 to 4 months.
Quite the coincidence.
Yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the culprit that we need to deal with here, necessarily. But it should be noted that Well, when I dug up information about the materials that Latricia and such gave us, this is something that seemed to connect in the guild system. There's strange reports that attach to this about illnesses and such being around this material. Sicknesses, I guess, of the workers around that refine it. Not too surprising, a lot of materials and refineries can produce, we'll say, caustic materials, and the guild normally keeps a very watchful eye of that. But it's quite tight-lipped. Gilded Forges and several of the other agencies that work with this material make sure to keep things on a tight lid. Makes things difficult for the guild to intrude. Well, that is unless we have a sparking incident to begin a full investigation.
Incident.
She nods. This is where our group comes in. We've...
So
Go, sir.
So we have to make it look like an accident. I see.
Well, we just need to we'd need to be there in the area of an incident occurring. That should give the guild enough information, at least enough to start an investigation. We had an incident appear here, but that doesn't necessarily connect to this stuff. Even if my hunch says it does, that's not enough information.
Hunch is not a probable cause.
Correct. But it just so happens that in that in the area that we believe the array to have noticed, there is some Gilded Forge activity there, and some mining and refining. Might be worth a look. Though notably, there hasn't been any reports of a refinery being built in that area.
So it's an illegal refinery.
Or an unreported one, at least. We're not sure how much the Consortium itself is knowledgeable of these developments. While Gilded Forges is connected to the Consortium, they're more of a private entity that's tangentially connected to certain military industrial sectors.
This seems too big for them not to know.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some hiding going on with certain things. If this material is somewhat connected to what we're dealing with here, we want to know what the full effects of this can have on the environment. It might be something that we need to bring up it might be something that would warrant us bringing up the guild clause about the matter.
That would give an incentive for the Beastkin to not like this if it affects the environment harshly.
Especially the Alto, they're very particular about the environment. Especially around the tribal lands.
Yes, they are very connected to their land, and I respect it.
Crow kind of sits over and he's like, yeah, back in Gara I met a few Alto people that were studying there at some of the academies. They're very, very much, they're very, very much in the attuned with nature types. A lot of Garans respect it, but sometimes maybe they sometimes can worry a bit too much, but you're concerned, Fari, then it's probably something at least to worry about.
So, Dragon, where was the guy that I lost to in the competition from
Alto.
again?
Yes, he was an Alto person.
Yeah.
He didn't tell you what tribe, but he did say he was an part of the Alto Latau.
Also told me to say hi
Yes, he did.
to the people. Then he might be well known.
That is potentially true.
Interesting.
Brew will kind of speak up, and he says, so you think this is going to warrant bringing up the ecological protection clause? I mean, it sounds like it. That's what you're insinuating, at least. She kind of thinks. She scratches a bit behind her ear, thinking. Again, until we get some more information, it's not going to be something we can immediately... It's on the table, but it doesn't mean we can act on it yet. There's still too many unknowns. It's quite a bother, actually. Brew kind of says, well, then settled. I guess we're going to have to go there and find out. We know the general vicinity of where the signal was emitted from. We can start there. Looks around. Any counter offers, or?
That would be the most logical.
Titus just grunts and then gets up and goes to his.
Yeah, looks. Brew kind of looks over, but he doesn't say anything. And I guess after Titus leaves, he kind of looks over. So, what happened with Buddy Boy back there?
Oh, right, you weren't here.
No.
He...
He seems a bit out of it, though.
To use common slang, he went batshit insane.
I mean, don't say.
Use common slang.
What happened? He kind of looks
As
over.
the kids say.
Latricia's like, oh, don't worry, I'm filing a report about it. He's like, alright, but that doesn't really tell me immediately what happened. She kind of sighs. He touched some of the materials. He's like, what, without protection? She just nods. Ooh. Yeah. Well, that's not too pretty good. Was he the only one? She kind of looks over to Emiko, who's just kind of silent, I'd say, right now. Alright. He kind of says, I don't want to be that guy, but are we sure that it's alright for them to be out and about? I mean, I'm not saying we need to lock them up and throw away the key or anything. I'm just suggesting that, maybe,
Not throw away the key, but,
Trisha kind of says,
I'll throw away the key.
we'll keep an eye on them for now. And I think the safest place for them to be is either probably around us for the time being. He's like, I guess that's fair. Well, I mean, if everyone else is alright with it, I'm alright with it too.
Why shouldn't we be alright with it? Any prior incidents?
No, I mean, don't know how comfortable everyone would be. You did say you went batshit crazy. I'm just suggesting that, it's a concern. But I mean, maybe not.
What happened last time? Somebody came into contact. Yes. I would imagine that would be a last time. We probably aren't the first dumb people
Well,
come into contact without protection.
I've never seen this stuff before. I mean, if it was BOS, I could tell you all about it. I've seen that before. Nasty stuff. But this stuff, not sure. And I looks over. Latricia, you? It's like, once before. Back in, training, we'll say. It's like, ooh, story time. He kind of sits down.
So many plot hooks. Which one should I follow?
She kind of looks over. Not
This is
really.
bullshit, Dragon.
She's like, not really a big story or anything. Just something to consider. Back in where I was training, at least, we investigated a report of some strange happenings in the town. I was, we'll say, working as a trainee at the time, of course, so I didn't really, it was just a little, we'll say it was a training exercise of sort. Get a little bit of a in-the-field operation and get a feel for it. It wasn't meant to be something major, but what we encountered was, I think, a bit more than what they thought we would. Well, when we got there, most of the people there were very ill. We didn't know at the time. This was before BOS was really even a thing, at least as much as we could tell. So we didn't have any concept of the idea of things of that nature yet, or illnesses of that nature. But nevertheless, we had seen strange types of arcanic sicknesses and spiritual illnesses before. But this one was different. It was odd, I guess. The way that it interacted with things. People... They talked about finding some weird pool, I guess.
Was that a tool or a pool?
Pool, sorry. Like some type of vein of a reservoir of water or fluid. I shouldn't say water. They thought it was some type of, well, energy pool, you know, things like ley lines and such. So when they tried to harness something from it, it didn't go well. We, of course, took statements and immediately went to go investigate where this energy vein, I guess, of a pool of energy was, but, well, when we got there, strange enough, no pool of energy. But we did find some weird residue. Weird green crystal quartz, maybe?
Green crystal. Huh.
Yes, it was like quartz. I remember that vividly, just the color and the way the mineral actually looked. Well, of course, we did test to see what it potentially, if it was if it had any spiritual signature, and well, sure enough, it did. But that was, well, that was when things got odd. We had some type of detection device, we'll say, kind of like a counter detecting different types of waves of energy or signals. Whatever this was admitting, it wasn't natural. She kind of thinks, how do I explain? Brew's like, ooh, wasn't natural. It's like, what do you mean by that? Wasn't from the nature domain? She's like, no, I mean, like, it wasn't from...
Artificially made?
No. I mean, like, it wasn't from any of the normal domains.
Oh, I see. It was paracausal.
She nods. Rue kind of... He's just listening, he's not, like, saying anything else. So, well, after we identified that it was an odd anomalous signature, we immediately quarantined the area, phoned in for more support, and the rest of the forces got there, and well, they dealt with the situation. But
Delt. I did not like that delt.
Is there any way we could use a part of what was collected to maybe find an antidote or some sort of preventative
Being
measure?
quarantined pretty fucking hard right now, I would imagine.
Yes.
I'd have to... She kind of looks over at Kaya, and she's like, I can contact your former training group. They can cross-reference what we have here and see if we can figure out something. She just nods. I don't know what this stuff is, though. Latricia kind of continues. I wish I had more information. I do. I just...
Understandable. It is a new thing. We have to kill a lot of it to learn of it.
Just kind of nods.
Let's get to killing.
Kaya kind of looks over. Well, at the moment, we need to find the source. Everyone get your bags packed. Get ready to get on the bird. We're going out soon.
Quick question. What about the quarantined individuals?
Right. She looks over. Emiko and, well, Titus isn't here. Bari kind of says the smartest option would be to keep them here in the quarantined in the quarantine areas and seek medical attention. However, Kaya kind of thinks. I think what Fari's suggesting is if we'd like to take them with us. Do
To
we
use
think that they'll be
common
alright?
slang, they will thug it out.
I mean, I'm not against taking them with us.
Crow's like, as
If
long as
they
they don't do
stab us,
something.
I'm not here.
Yeah, Crow's is like, as long as they don't do anything that's stupid again.
The backup casket saying Titus like enters the room. He's been lurking the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but like for a good like couple minutes.
Yeah, probably after he got his stuff. After they said they were gonna head out. And, yeah.
I shoot like a
I don't know
death
about the
stare at
fox fish, but I
Titus.
will thug it out. I don't know exactly what happened to me. All I know is what I heard, and I want it. For now, I'll be fine. Let's just
Respect.
go along with the mission.
Did you hear what Apani said?
No, I didn't. What?
Go ahead, Apani.
I shoot a death stare at Titus.
I glare back.
I get out my popcorn.
I don't say anything. I just shoot a death stare at him.
I just
As
eat
one
popcorn.
does.
Bruce kind of looking like, now, there's no reason to start a fight.
Oh, I
I
don't
give
plan on
Bruce some
fighting
popcorn.
There wouldn't be, would there?
unless anyone snaps. If it becomes kill or be killed, neither will be killed. People will just lose use of their legs.
And I will chill with
Your
my
threats.
popcorn.
I love this guy.
He kind of looks over. See, Kaya, seems like we got a plan if something goes haywire. She's kind of like, alright, fine. Puts her fingers to the bridge of her nose. Alright. Everyone then, get your stuff packed. We're heading out.
Before we
Fari-
go,
She looks up.
I'm going to turn to Kaya. Do you perhaps know what to feed crickets? I've just been feeding these guys random shit.
Crickets?
Yes.
She's like, look at you confused.
I'm going to open one of my compartments, take out a cricket. This guy.
Why do you have crickets in your... Never mind.
Oh my god. He did it just for that. He did it just for that.
She looks over, she's like, yes, we can... We'll figure something out for them, don't worry. You probably shouldn't keep them in your body, though. They'll probably get crushed by something.
I'm made of 95% titanium,
You kinda
I think.
She kind of looks over,
I
and
think
many creatures could probably snap that.
Touche, can I get an aquarium?
For the crickets?
your cricket.
Yes.
Do you
Sorry,
mean
a terrarium.
terrarium? There we go. Yes,
Oh.
you can get one. We'll put it in your room. Please leave the crickets there, though.
But they are battle crickets.
No, they're going to be dead crickets if you take them into battle.
Not my crickets.
Then you should keep them in your room, where they're safe.
But what if someone makes a lame joke?
Then you'll have to figure it out.
Acceptable.
And yep, she kind of looks over. Fine, you stay here. Make sure everything's monitored with the guild. Relay any information. She just nods. Alright, then, yep. Everyone, you may go get your stuff from your room, pack whatever you'd like, whatever weapons and stuff you want, whatever items, stuff you have.
No more battle crickets. Damn.
Not for now, at least. So, after, I guess, is there anything anyone wants to do in particular while they get their stuff and you guys head to the ship?
Can I ask Larissa if she knows where I could find a black cloak?
A black cloak?
Mm-hmm.
Latricia kind of thinks. We can have one fashioned for you, if you'd like.
I would like that very much. Thank you.
I'll put in an order for it. I'll put in a order for it soon, before we leave. That way, it's back. It's there when we're back.
Thank you.
And she'll.
Okay, so now. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just said she's gonna do that. That was all I was gonna say. Go ahead.
So now we are going. Our next destination is the last place the signal was detected, right?
Yes. So it might not be the source of it, but it's where it's the best. Basically, it's where you think things are. Or,
So the
happen.
hotspot, where
Yes.
where it's like the most violent, or like the most.
It was
yeah,
where the
okay.
original signal was picked up, but it doesn't mean that's the source of it. You guys are gonna need to do
Right.
some surveying when you get there. And you guys got a long flight.
Have the parts been cleaned yet? I wanna take a look at the parts that I harvested.
They will be deep cleaning the parts, but they will not be cleaned until you guys back, most likely.
God damn it. This BOS Type 2 is just annoying.
Okay, my arrow key was not working well. I was trying to figure out things. So the path you guys will be going will basically be like this. Oh wait, I need the linger. Linger! There we go. Hexes aren't exactly the most accurate. This map is a lot bigger than it might seem, but that's okay.
It's just 85, like 100 hexes. We'll get there in like an hour. So.
Well.
Halfway across the world.
Yeah, it's a pretty far distance, but you got it. So it's gonna take you. I'm looking at the stats of your thing. Going off of that. All right. You guys got a few days of travel. You're gonna stop at a few places just to make sure you're filled up. Basically, once you hit the mainland, you're going to go along the coast. Oh, you also might be wondering, why are you going across the coast and not going through the swelling sea?
Bermuda Triangle?
Kinda. The swelling sea has another name by the locals. The Cursed Sea. It is a place of constant storms and dismay. There is many tales of people going in and never coming back. And basically, that's why you see all those blue dots. Those are shipping routes for freight and stuff. All of them go along the coast. None of them go through the sea because of that. Because obviously,
the Bermuda Circle. Okay, I see.
Yeah, if people don't go into the Cursed Sea or the Swelling Sea. You avoid it and go along the coast. And even then, you can still get hit with some pretty bad waves and stuff. And the storms, they have a kind of seasonal period, it seems, though it's been getting worse lately. Within the last 7 to 10 years, the storms have been getting more frequent and more bad, I guess, just to put it bluntly. So even more reason for people to avoid that area and go along the coast.
That's a whole nother can of worms that I'm not gonna open right now.
It definitely is. It might be the can of worms that the main campaign is made off of.
Yeah, is there a gem in the cursed sea somewhere in there?
I wonder.
Mhm.
Well, either way, this trip is gonna take you probably I think about 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days. You can do stuff in the downtime, but what kind of stuff can we do again, Dragon? Can you remind me?
So I believe I think I put it down. I know what your base has on it. I don't believe does your ship have something on it? Have a facility on it?
Our
Yeah.
like
I think
the
I think it might
stratosphere?
just be the workshop. Yeah, the stratosphere might just have the workshop for the vehicles. Okay, so outside of
We
that,
have a lot of stuff.
yeah,
on
but it's
the- on
mostly
the
in your
side.
base being built still.
Oh, it's being built at the moment. Okay.
Yeah, in your base, not your ship. Your ship and your base are different, but they can get facility upgrades independently. I think it's just the workshop on your ship, though. But outside of facility stuff, there is definitely some downtime things you can do. For instance, casket. You got some parts.
Yeah.
You can put them onto certain weapons and such. Slot them in.
Right, but I can't access the parts because they're being deep
Oh,
cleaned.
right. They're still being deep cleaned. Right, my bad. So when you get back, that will be something you do. There is reading or research you can do. If you'd like to research the things about the material you got, maybe the reports about this weird compound. If you'd like to research some of the happenings in Lapsus, just like general local information as you're going there. Or going to the Consortium, I should say. If you'd like to practice any special moves or any abilities, that's also a thing.
Hmm.
Yep, there's a lot of things you can do during downtime. You can even train.
How about avoiding hits that would hit specific body parts?
Are you thinking about your crickets casket?
No. I'm just developing a specific kind of kung fu that would require defense of a couple very important vital parts. Yeah, let's go with that.
Sure. If you want to practice training, keeping certain compartments safe in case of passengers, you can spend your time training in that. Keep track of your time for training as well, in hours. It is important for certain things.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 days. How many hours is that? Like,
So outside of resting, if you're spending all day basically training, that's around
24 hours.
Well, I mean, you'd have to sleep. You have to rest eventually.
Me? Nah.
You don't have to rest as long as everybody, but you still have to rest. I think for you. So let me look something up because I believe after 8 hours you start having to make checks for things because you are pushing yourself. You're pushing your body more after 8 hours of training than you should be. Cool.
How would working out work for machines though? Like, my cables ain't getting stronger.
I mean, but you're getting the muscle fibers and stuff more fitted into a proper manner to do certain new moves.
I don't have muscle fibers. Dragon.
I mean, you do to move your legs and your ligaments.
I do?
Yeah. You have artificial
you learn
muscles.
new things about yourself every day.
Yep.
Robo muscles.
For if anything for you, it's not necessarily just strengthening the muscles, but getting the right kind of flow with how your body would move if you're trying to do certain functions and certain attacks.
Right, getting used to the body. Okay.
If anything, like muscle memory type stuff is what you're doing, or
Yeah,
I
machine
know-
learning.
there you go, machine learning.
Points.
It's funny
learning
because
ability.
I literally only have muscle memory. My actual memory gets reset.
That is fair. But you were saying about ability points. Sorry, Titus.
I said, could I possibly spend some AP points?
Yes, you can do that
learn
regardless
ability?
of training. But yes, training is actually what gets you AP. That's why I was suggesting it.
Can I train for 8 hours?
Yep.
Then spend about like 2 hours chilling and relaxing and the rest sleeping?
Yeah. I mean, you could spend. You only need to sleep 8 hours. You can train for 8 hours. After that 8 hour period, you'd start needing to make some checks if you wanted to do more training and stuff or vigorous activity. But yeah, you could spend like 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours training, and then some time doing light activities.
Okay.
Well, I would probably.
So
But I also want to look at the what's it called? The ability thingy page. I can see what else I'm gonna get.
So was that sorry? Say it again.
I said I wanted to look at the.
Or sorry, my bad, not you. Casket. I heard Casket say something. I heard you. Don't
Oh.
worry.
yeah, I was asking. Drinking with brew is a heavy activity, right?
No, it is not. You can drink with brew as a light activity.
Not the way I
mean-
do it.
I mean,
I mean, you
I
guys
think
keep
brew would
drinking till
be
you
great.
projectile vomit. So yeah, I guess in a way you're right.
yeah. So he keeps
like-
As long
Keep
as
it going.
it's the rainbow stuff.
As long as it's the rainbow stuff.
as long as it's rain. Let's go. Let's drink some rainbow stuff.
We'll have to-
Do we have any other alcohol options
Yes,
that are
you-
not rainbow?
You have non-rainbow alcoholic options. That's not even alcohol, by the way. They don't drink alcohol a lot in Memorem.
Is that like unicorn piss or some shit?
It's basically some magical brew of something.
It's like a rainbow uppercut
pun
or
intended.
something. What was it called?
It was a rainbow upshuck, is what the nickname is.
Upshock. Yeah.
Rainbow
Upshock.
You were close.
Yeah, you
I
were
was pretty
close.
close.
Yeah.
It was something up. Something went up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
just different activity.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could've made a
chucking
special
and
move, rainbow
cutting, uppercut and upchuck is kind of close, even in activity.
Yeah,
We're gonna spend, like,
sometimes you can upchuck from getting uppercutted.
So
Wow.
let me see. I need to check something. Training time. That's not what I wanted.
We could do 4 hours drinking with brew and 4 hours trying to recover from hopefully not getting a hangover.
That is also an option.
Not
Or
getting
4
up.
hours in a hangover.
Sounds like a
Alright.
good routine.
So so is everybody spending at least 8 hours a day training?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm thinking L for me.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to make a check.
Oh no.
Working hard.
Which one?
Fortitude.
Fortitude.
It's off vigor.
Let me get back to my die. Put one in the washing machine.
And then for everyone that did spend that time, I'm gonna need you to roll me something. 2d10, 2d20, please.
2d22.
Yep.
Okay, big money, no whammies.
And that is how much AP you're getting.
You said 2d10,
Okay.
right?
20, d20.
20. Okay, my brain just did a thing.
I rolled 23.
Alright.
God fucking damn it.
23. What else what was the other roll that Tasky got?
I didn't get a roll. Don't worry about it.
I got it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Wow, Sayun had a pretty fruitful training seminar.
That's my clothes.
Indubitably.
Dryer, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, he's not trying to get caught lacking, after that last fight.
Yeah.
Not again.
Yeah, not again. He's got a picture of the Al cigar at the other end of his room. He's just like training against it.
I've been getting whacked by a cigar, man. Could not be me.
Uh,
I don't know with that 8 looking like it, but yes, you may add the number you rolled to your AP in your training section.
God, I'm fat. Okay, what am I rolling? Fortitude?
Yes, fortitude.
I don't know why I'm for some reason forgetting where I put ability points. I mean, ability points on my sheet.
Mm-hmm. Also, Lewis, are you here?
wait, how much
Damn.
training time was
I
that
don't
again?
see it.
It was 36 hours. But
36 hours.
yes, that's why you rolled, because you need 36 hours before
I got
you
a
can
16.
roll.
Oh,
16.
18.
Or 18? Okay, 18. That is your pass for the fortitude. Are you doing this each day?
Yeah.
Roll me it 3 more times.
All right. Second one was a 10.
That is a failure. So, I believe. Yeah, so you're only okay. I'm just keeping track of this. I'm gonna one second. I'm gonna add this. So 12, 8. You're long resting, so you'll get rid of the exhaustion from that. All right, go ahead and roll again.
Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Shit. I
All
dropped
right,
it while I was rolling.
I already forgot it. What's the number of hours again?
30. Wait.
30 hours.
The number you got of AP?
No, how many hours did we train?
36. Technically, here's the fun thing about it. You basically only need to keep track of your amount up till you get 36, and then you can just go back to 0. Because at every interval of 36, you get something. So
Okay, cool.
it just makes it easier. Yeah. What'd you get?
Wait, so
That's a pass.
this
Right.
this
That was
2d20s that we roll. This is from 36 hours.
Yes.
God damn it!
all right.
From all of that, 8 frickin' AP. That's
Alright. AP is ability points?
17,
Yes.
19.
It's ability points.
That was the last
Why
one.
does it say 800 right here? What the hell?
You probably have some left over that you never
okay.
used.
Yeah.
we got some last time, right?
Yep, and I'm guessing to
did.
say you never used it.
Nope.
Do you have any like feats or anything that you got?
Let's find out.
Let's find
That'll
out.
tell you, because if you have no feats or abilities, that would be why. You haven't spent any of your AP on anything.
Also, what's the page where
Oh.
you look at all the feats and abilities?
I think it's called feats and abilities, and it's in the or abilities and feats, and it's in the alpha through material.
The cheapest stuff is like 300, right?
No, there's some cheaper stuff, but it depends on what you're looking for. Minor abilities can be like 150 or 100 to 300. Depends on how strong it is.
Wait, this is just for creatures. Damn it. Where's the... Here it is. Okay.
Yeah, but the benefit of having training places is that it gives you boost to the amount of stuff you get when training, as well as decreasing times and stuff sometimes.
Alright. I need to buy some
Sometimes.
feats.
Okay. You got that last roll, right, Dragon? That was a...
Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it fine.
Okay.
That's just I'm just keeping track of how many hours you would have gotten. We'll get to what everyone's spending their other downtime hours on, the other 8 hours, because that's going to be a bit more like what do you want to do in terms of like if you want to read something, research something, if you want to go talk with people, etc. Actually, wait. Do you not have a? Oh, you know what? Never mind. Don't roll.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're fine. I don't think you have to roll.
I don't?
I think I was replacing it with professions you have to roll for normally. You might not have to with training. At least not from what I'm saying. With the current rules. I could be wrong about that, but I was checking, but I didn't see it. So.
I'm a little confused.
Oh, okay, so I can explain. So normally what happens for a lot of professions is you need to you can only go a limited amount of time before you need to make fortitude checks, otherwise you basically start getting like fatigued and exhausted if you go too long.
Oh, and you thought that I would have to do that for training?
Yes, but I'm not actually seeing anything with it for training, so either it's just not written or, well, probably not written either way, but I'm not finding it mentioning it, so I assume you can just train as much as you'd like without a concern of getting tired.
Okay, good.
It seems like it's just professions that are affected by that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, which might change in the future, but currently that's the way I'm seeing it, so that's what we're rolling with. So don't ignore the fact that you would have failed one of them. That's fine. So you will be getting. That's not gonna. I need to math. For 144? Wait, not 144. I'm an idiot. I did 12 times 12. I'm sorry. 12 times 4 is 140 is 48. It's just 48. I don't know why I keep going 148. Oh, because I mistyped a number. That's why. Yeah, 48. So
So I get 48 more AP points.
no, that's your hours you're spending.
Oh, that's
So at every 36-hour interval, you get to roll the 2d20. So basically, you have 12 hours left over, and you get to roll 2d20.
okay. Where'd my D20? Add it.
Also, Pepper, you get this as well.
Ooh.
I know you're late here. Basically, everyone is
Mm.
on a plane for 4 days. You guys are heading to the site of where you believe the source of the signal to be coming from. And during that time, people are spending their time on the ship doing what they like. They can train, they can read stuff, find information about what they're looking into and stuff like that. There was some other information that was passed on during the meeting everybody had before they left, but I'll let your party fill you in on that. There is no limit, at least from what I can find currently, to the amount of time you want to spend training, other than you have to long rest eventually. So if you go without long resting for 24 hours, bad stuff happens.
16.
We'll just say.
Ah, shit. Oh, thank God.
Mm.
Okay, I got
Okay.
16 and 11.
16 and 11, so 27? 27? Right, yeah, 27.
Yeah,
So add that to your AP,
that's what I get.
and then you have 12 hours left over. So what I was saying before as well, Pepper, was the way it works is every 36-hour interval when you're spending like downtime training is when you get to roll like extra AP points basically. Similarly, when you do encounters, you also will get AP at a certain interval. I'm keeping track of that, don't worry, because I know most of everybody's in encounters, but either way, so you don't need to keep track of your total hours. Just every time you get the 36, reset yourself back to 0. That's all you need to worry about. And then add whatever extra carryover hours you have until you get 36 again, do it again, etc.
Okay.
If you're spending the minimum for what most people seem to be doing is 8 hours a day training on the ship, that means that you'd have 36 hours through that time, and you can roll the 2d20 with no hours carried over. Titus is doing 12 hours a day training, but I assume we're going to get into it, but other people are going to probably be doing some other stuff during the extra 8 hours they have to do things. So.
Okay. I understand.
So yeah, what would you like to do, Pepper?
What kind of stuff I can do?
Well, outside of training, of course, which you don't have to train, mind you. That's not like forced upon you. Outside of training, the only thing I think in your ship at the moment is the workshop, I believe, because I think your base has the other stuff. So outside of the workshop, which you can use to put augments and other things on your weapons if you so want to, or if you want to, or have any extra things.
Is that all the pasta?
What's wrong? Oh, never mind.
Is that all the pasta?
Not talking to me. But yes, outside of that, you can also spend time researching certain things and topics, possibly getting some breakthroughs in information, and possibly even some lore. The examples that were given were maybe about the weird materials you found, researching what that might be. There is this new mineral that's been found in Lapsus that's being used for fuel called Compound 33834, or 24, one of those numbers. And then there's also some local issues between the Alta Latal Beastkin peoples and the Lapsian peoples. It seems like there's some historic things there, but also some recent things with some encroachments upon their land by private industry and maybe somewhat the government in some places.
Oh, I see.
As well as, what was the other one? Does someone remember what the other topic was? I apologize.
That's all right. Okay.
The other topic of when we were talking to who?
Just like the other topics I mentioned that you could research. Those are just examples. There's other stuff you could research. Yeah.
Can we research on like what kind of stuff like we can see on glean on the goo, on the weird stuff?
Yes, you can research the weird stuff you found. Yep, that's one of the options.
Could I do that?
Yeah. How long do you want to spend, like, I guess, a day?
Probably like 5 hours, and probably like train for 2 hours, I think.
Alright. You have, technically you have a 16-hour interval of stuff you can do, I will say. So, 8, because you only need 8 hours to sleep, unless you're casket. I think you only need, like, 4 or 6.
Okay.
I don't need sleep.
You have to rest.
Jealous. I am jealous.
I need answers.
Well, answers don't come to crazy minds. You need sleep so you're not crazy.
I'm already crazy.
You can
It's
get
too late
crazier.
for me.
Ask Casket.
Yeah, we
That was
know.
pretty
Not Casket, I'm
nice.
sorry, Titus, I meant to say.
Hey.
I'm just looking up some stuff. Professions. Oh, what are, I don't know if people actually have any professions. I think, Apani does.
I don't think I picked one. I wanted to. But
I don't
didn't
think I put it in.
Well, I will ask, is there any professions that people would like to try? I can give you a list of them if you'd like.
Yes.
Professions.
Alchemy, the artiste, cooking, construction, crafting, enchanting, excavating, fishing, foraging. Okay, fishing and foraging you're not going to really be able to do on the ship. I'm not saying you can't choose them. I'm just telling you, like, on the ship, it's not going to be very possible for you to do them. Mining, also another one, be difficult on the ship. Medical, performer, scale shaping, and smithing.
I feel like my profession is going to be hard to do on the ship without getting in trouble.
Yours is smithing, right?
Let me double
Because
check.
you're a forge caster? Because I think you get a bunch of job skills related to it.
Oh yeah, I got confused with background. My background is thief.
Ah, okay. Yes. Yes, that's a different thing.
Okay. What does excavator do?
Excavator. I'm going to go down and read these because off the top of my head, I'd probably butcher it. Excavating. Basically, also some of these require you to have certain tools to engage with them or stations. So you don't always need a station, but if you have the tool set, you can engage with them as well. Another one that'll be probably, I'll just tell you off that handedly, is going to be difficult to do on the ship, but you could do it when you guys get to where you're going. Basically, you go around looking for bones, bugs, and other types of different types of materials that are found like in the brush or underneath the ground. Uses a lot of shovels and bug nets and stuff like that. There is a thing called, I believe, excavation tools that you can get to, forage and stuff like that. For this stuff. Well, not forage, activity for this stuff. You can get certain types of minerals out of this. You can also get certain types of, well, like I said, bugs and other types of plants. Mushrooms is another big one for this one, because you can get mushrooms from the foraging one, but you can also get them out of this one as well. And mushrooms can be used for a variety of things.
These are
Not just getting high.
Getting guys like the main thing, right?
Well, not really actually. I'm just gonna pull up. Chapter 7. Yes, now we're getting into the real nitty-gritty of the system, where you can do like professions and like a bunch of other stuff. It's a bit micromanagey, but it has definitely some benefits if you are into
Well,
like
you can do professions and drugs.
That would be alchemy or medical. You
I
can
was about to
mix
say.
different types of
I
drugs.
think I think that's what I'm gonna choose too.
Also these different skills do have different traits they go off of. I can tell you what those are. I didn't actually say what they were. My bad. Nope, that's the list of... Nope, okay, that's a big list. That's not what I wanted. Where is it? Ah, okay. So, I'm just going to go through the order again, and this time I'm going to actually say what the skills are off of. Alchemy uses astuteness. Artiste uses allure or resourcefulness. Cooking uses astuteness. Construction uses resourceful or cognition. Resourcefulness or cognition. Crafting uses resourcefulness and the crafting skill specifically, which is on your sheets, I believe. Enchanting uses cognition or will. Excavating uses vitality or resourcefulness. Fishing, foraging both use astuteness. Mining uses vitality or resourcefulness. Medical uses astuteness, and specifically the medicine or medical skill. Performer uses allure. Scale shaping uses astuteness or resourcefulness, and smithing uses vitality or resourcefulness. So, now, you training and doing things in your profession will get you bonuses for that profession. So even if you don't always have the highest plus, there's things you can do to get a higher plus. There's also job skills and items that can get you that too. So
I think I want to do alchemy. Can I do more than one or just one job?
So, it should be on everyone's sheets, but you'll notice that there is a section for professions on your sheet. And it will say when you get unlocks for different ones. I believe you have 2 slots initially for professions, and then eventually you unlock more. So, yes, you can technically choose 2
we got
professions.
4 slots to, like, pick.
Yep. You get 2. You start out with 2, and then I think you get the next one at 8, and the other one at 12? Am I wrong about that? Is it 6 and 12, 8 and 12?
Locked at level 8 and level 16.
Oh, 16. Okay, my bad. So
Yeah.
yes, you'll get them. You'll get those other slots as you at character level up.
Gotcha. Nice.
But yes, everyone will start in at novice. Well, sorry, some of you will. I think Apani cheats. I think she gets to skip to like proficient, but you might need to check your class abilities for that. Apani's class specifically gives her like a bunch of stuff in a specific profession. Like she also gets to cheat and not have to get certain job skill. Like she can get them early, but she could also just get them through leveling up her class.
Yeah, I can't believe we have to start from the beginning.
You do, unfortunately. Though, depending on some things, I'm willing to like give the DM pass to let you start a little bit higher. Like, for instance, if Emiko wanted to do scale shaping, I could say you could be at apprentice level. Because you would be like, you already have like a background around being like a wildlander, so to speak. So, I feel like that could fit.
Yeah, sure. I
I
think I'll
don't
take
think
with
there's
that.
really any profession that I can do.
I mean, hey, start at the bottom and you work your way up. To get to the next tier, you'll need to
That's
get
job skills.
Oh yeah, job skills are the things, like I said, that can affect the different professions and stuff. Some job skills affect multiple professions, some of them affect one. Yeah. Also, I need to stop shaking my table. Probably not good on the mic.
Alright.
Let's see. And then, oh right, I was looking for this thing for everyone that's researching stuff. I just need to look at some
Alchemy
times.
and enchanting.
Cool.
I think I'll try scale shaping.
Scale shaping's good. You can always choose another one. You got 2 slots. You don't have to choose immediately. You can literally start the second one whenever you want. If you want to like wait and see some things. Oh, that's another thing.
Yeah,
If you would like, you can technically try out any and all the professions. You just can only specialize in 2 at the moment.
Oh.
Basically, you can do the way it works is you can do stuff with professions up to a certain like amount. Like there's a limit. For instance, like foraging, fishing, and stuff. You can only get things that are up to a DC of 15 from that profession if you don't like specialize in it. So even if you're not like specialized in a thing, you can still do some minor things with it, just to get you like a taste to see if you're like, I like this thing, I want to do it more. You can do it out. So don't feel like compelled to immediately pick just because I gave you the options now. These are like start them whenever in the campaign.
Okay. I think I'll
So,
That
like
being said, I'm
make
still
things
picking
up.
my 2.
Yeah. I think I'll be taking like excavator.
All
Gonna
right.
try it out.
So
Alright.
how much time
You
are
said I had how many hours left? Just
for AP?
Or just in general?
Are you talking about for the AP thing?
Huh? No, I mean, you said I had, what, 40 something hours?
Oh, 48? Yeah, you were able to roll your 2d20, you got it, so you have 12 hours left over. That spill over into the
Okay.
next. Yeah.
12
So when you get back
I'll
to
just
36, you'll roll again. So just put the
Okay,
12.
okay.
You don't need to put the 12. You don't need to put the 48. It's just easier to keep track of because you're not like, all right, whatever number I have, divide by 12. Like you could just do the. Yeah. There
So
is
at the moment,
also. Go, sorry.
I was just asking about the thing that I have. It says I have Prime Harvester 1.
So that is a job skill, and I will pull up the document for that. Job skills. Books and job skills. Oh, that's another thing.
Can I get that to 2?
Say it again, sorry?
Can I get that to Prime Harvester 2?
If there is a 2, yes. If I can check. I gotta check, though. That's probably in... Prime Harvester. No, that's not in here. Where is it? No, where is it? It's not in here. Control F. Prime... Oh, wait. Is it in here? Yes, I can't read. Prime Harvester. Yeah, Prime Harvester 1.
Yep.
So, what this does for you, when you harvest creatures, you may decide to field dress that creature provided you have the scale shaping tools, which you have. You may spend 4 extra hours to add a +2 bonus to your check when scale shaping things. I believe or
Alright.
carving as well. It should work like that too. So specifically the astuteness scale shaping skill or check. So yeah, the profession skill.
I do have the skill shaper profession.
Yep. So you get you will get if you spend that 4 extra hours, you get a +2 on that check. Could get you a little bit extra.
That would have
stuff.
been useful last time, but I didn't have enough time.
Right. That was the main thing there, just not enough time. But
Right.
in other cases you will probably. And yes, if you would like, there is a prime harvester too. But for a lot of these, there's a couple of different ways to get job skills. Apani is showing one of them, technically. By certain classes can get you certain job skills just by being that class and getting them. You can get them early by researching, i.e. just like studying in your profession enough. And that will allow you to make certain checks that will allow you to get new skills. Some skills will require you to get previous skills to get them as well. So like Prime Harvester 1, you would need, if you wanted to get Prime Harvester 2, you would still have to have 1, which you do. And you work your way up until, there you go. The other way is through books. So it kind of depends on what you're trying to do. If you know what you're kind of wanting and you're looking at the job skills, you don't really... I don't want to say you don't need books, just that, like, books will give you a swath of things. Sometimes it's job skills, sometimes it's knowledge points, sometimes it's certain new abilities and spells, hidden stuff. Sometimes it's lore skills. There's a lot of stuff books can get you, and sometimes it's even secret recipes and other stuff.
Books.
Books, of course, take time to read. They are light activity things, so you can read them like oftentimes while you're doing another light activity. And they have longer periods of time, but once you finish them, you get most of the stuff out of them. There are also some books that can give you minor feats and abilities as well.
Magic book.
Not necessarily magic, just, extra stuff.
What if we found a necromancer book?
You could.
Happens.
You could find it. It depends on what's in the book.
Oh, with this, it's like, what is this? Skill tree table?
Mhm.
Where it has all the different, like, jobs. It says Arcanist, but I don't see
Yes.
that as, like, any of the list. Is that its own thing, or is that just, like, a category for
Arcanist.
these specific
Where do you see it?
skills?
Out of curiosity?
On the, in the professions page, on the table, it's like a list of job skills, and a whole table with a bunch of different job skills in the certain category.
Why
It's
can I
Arcanist
not...
is on the very bottom.
Let's type in alpha information 3. I would really like to be able to get to this document. Would you be so kind as...
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm in 2.
Let's see.
I'm on Alpha 2, not Alpha 3. That's why.
That would be why. How did you get to alpha 2?
I have no idea.
Oh, I also have access to Alpha 2.
I think I know why you have access to alpha 2. Because you have other special permissions, but...
Alright,
Okay, I'm on the alpha
is-
3
hold
one.
on.
Yeah, Arcanist might be an old name for, like, Enchanter.
Yeah. Well, they also had Enchanter on there. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, I think it was, like, decrepit, or... Is that the word I'm looking for?
Mm.
Deprecated, that's the word. Deprecated term that we do not use.
Mm. Okay, so I got there's creatures here. There's not like.
Oh, I see, the Arcanist tree. So yeah, there's different trees that job skills fall under. That's just like an organization thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
There's more.
Where would that be?
Oh, also these have the wrong, some of those have the wrong skills that you need. But yes, these are the one I mean where it says like the time, or it might say like a prerequisite. You are going to need to spend time researching those skills. If you're wondering, I can send you guys the link to what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sent.
Oop. Alright, it's in the game time chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Dragon.
Yes.
What does the herbalism kit do again?
Herbalism kit. Checking it. Chapter 7. Herbalism. I believe it allows you to do certain things with gardening and... Okay, I can't spell. Words are difficult.
Herbalism.
Herbalism. Yeah. Basically that.
Herb.
So it's a gardening thing.
Yes.
So I can have a garden in my room.
Yes.
And crickets.
There
Interesting.
is a facility for gardening, yes.
I'm staying with Seiyun at the moment, right? Yeah.
You're what now?
Me and Seiyun are roomies at the moment, so we're gonna have
I
a
believe
garden.
so, yeah.
You good with this, Seiyun?
Oh, I don't think Turkey's there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'll
Turkey's
try
there. That's alright. I'm sure that Seiyun is okay with you having a small garden.
Small? Who said anything about small?
Oh no.
I see, so I guess that's gonna be a party thing, because now Casket's gonna have to talk the party into letting them have a garden take up one of their ship slots.
Can I like go over to the garden and harvest some tomatoes and measles?
You could harvest, yes, you
Yeah.
can grow things in it. A lot of different things you grow.
Thank God.
I can get you
Okay,
some
I can join
tomatoes.
Will.
I think, Drag,
Yes.
I think I'll try out gunsmithing if it's possible.
Gunsmithing. Oh, you want to try to learn that one?
Yes.
Let me see. Do you have the prerequisite skills before it? Or job skills?
Let me check.
Because you'll need to learn. You can do it. You just need to learn those prerequisites before. The other way you can limit break it is you'll need to read a book that has it in it. Yeah. So for instance, for this one, you'll need smithing expertise 1 and tech arms 1. Actually, I don't think that's accurate anymore. One sec. Let me check, because I feel like that's not right. I think that got changed a while ago and never got updated. Armory skill. Guns.
Yeah.
Yep, you only... Sorry, that is incorrect. You only need tools 1.
Tools 1. Okay. Where could I acquire tools 1?
Tools... Or, sorry, not tools 1. Tools 2. My bad. Tools 2. You'll need tools of combat 1, and then you can get tools of combat 2. You can do this the old-fashioned way of researching and then making the DC checks until you get the skill.
Okay.
Or you can read a book. You can ask, if you'd like, what's her name? Kaya on the ship, or Latricia, about ordering you a book that could have these skills in them to help you with these things.
I could try that. Alright.
Speaking of such, I would be interested in doing.
Yeah.
Alright. What skills are you looking for? Just so, like, for DM, I can, like, look up what books they would want to get you to help you.
I'm in the enchanting thing, and I was just
Okay, enchanting. You'd probably want understanding, enchanting, and arcane understanding, as that'll give you more access to special, like, more and better enchantments eventually. Those are, like, the good building blocks. The other stuff is good, but it's not necessary immediately. So, I will check real quick. Essence of Arcane. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good one.
Ooh.
Oh, but it doesn't have understanding of enchanting in it. Okay. It has Arcane Understanding 1, 2, and Essence Greater. With Essence of Enchanting, that gives you a higher DC? Yeah, oh wait, 4 hours. Oh, the DC, you reduce the DC threshold by... Okay, I see. Would you like it to be easier to make stuff, or would you like to be able to make better stuff?
Like make as in summon?
Create. Enchanting, you can create, like, enchantments and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Or, like, special magic items and things.
Actually,
So basically, I can explain it like this. Arcane Understanding will boost your ability to make more rarer and special items or get better enchantments, but understanding enchanting will make it easier for you to make enchantments, generally speaking, or reduce the DCs for them easier, basically.
Okay.
So one of them will improve your enchanting ability in terms of getting higher tier enchantments. It'll just boost your ability to make enchantments easier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I want the first one.
okay, so getting better enchantment tier stuff. Okay, so that tells me what book I want to get for you. I'm gonna just write that down. And then Emiko.
Yes.
Are you looking at the list as well?
Yeah.
You know what you would
Yeah.
like.
I think I would go with. Hmm.
You said you're doing. Was it scale shaping or did I miss your use of excavation?
Scale shaping.
It was scale shaping.
Yes.
Okay. All right, scale
Yes.
shaping. Let me check. Tree.
And I think that's so constructed too.
Scale shaping constructor.
Yes.
All right. So for scale shaping, the one that Casket has is good. Prime Harvester. Another one. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Primal Gatherer or Primal Harvester is your one. Or Prime Harvester is the first one you'd want to get. And then the other one you were looking at, you said was
Constructor. Yes.
A lot of different things here. A lot of different things. So first things first, either mechanical understanding or technological understanding are going to be your big ones there. Which one do you want to focus on first? Would you rather focus on your scale shaping or would you rather focus on your construction?
Scale shaping. I didn't ask for that before.
Go ahead. Sorry. Oh, you asking what it does?
Yes.
Okay, let me find it on here. So scale shaping has a few things. It can help with carving monsters. You don't need to use scale shaping for it. You can also just use like scavenger, but you can use your scale shaping check or scale shaping plus on carving. It can get you some extra things sometimes. It can also be done, or it's also used to make special types of monster equipment or creature equipment. So similarly, how smithing can be used to make to smelt different ores and minerals into a usable material for weapons, armor, etc. Similarly, you can do the same with monster parts, not just attaching them to parts, but literally using parts to make them out of a monster, which has a couple of special bonuses, mainly giving you monster parts you've seen have like different properties and extra things on them. This can give you a default property on the weapon or armor piece, basically. Which is good for some things. For instance, there's some item or some creatures that have set bonuses, which require you to have certain amounts of a monster's parts to get it. If you kind of have ever played like Monster Hunter World, similar to that concept.
Okay.
This allows you to get multiple set bonuses potentially. So just putting it there. And yeah, like I said, I already mentioned sliding things in. There's also some special items in general that require certain monster parts to make, and that's also what scale shaping can do.
Okay.
So very multi-purpose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'll go with scale shaping.
All right, so if you're doing scale shaping, if you're not going to just get a specific skill, I recommend hunter-gatherer or let's see. Okay, hunter-gatherer, or I recommend Hunters of Lapsus Volume 1, Alto of a Forgotten Era. Those two books are also good. One of them is a quicker read, though. Let me check. How quick of a read is it? Okay, one of them is a much longer read. The difference of 80 hours, I'll put it that way. Would you like a shorter read, or would you like a quicker read? The longer read one does have more stuff on it attached to it, I should say. Also, I think I'm cutting out.
Yeah.
Alright. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
can also longer read. Yeah.
Longer read?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
I will copy these books and they will get them to you eventually. And by eventually, I mean soon. Honestly, you might actually
In
be able to
3D.
you might get yours sooner than you think, Emiko, but we'll see. Alright, speaking of, anyone else? I don't mind doing this. Is anyone else interested in broadening their horizons, getting more job skills and stuff? Remember, you don't need a book. You could also just look for the specific job skill you want and research that one.
Question.
Yes.
With the professions, how do you go from novice to the next step?
Time. Spend time training your profession.
Mhm.
That can be doing stuff to craft things. That counts as training. That can be just literally innocuous. Like, you don't have to make something. You can just be like, I'm practicing with my tools to make myself better. And at certain intervals of time, you will get higher. You'll raise your rank, or you might need to do a thing to raise it again. In this case, to get to novice fully, you need to just get 100 hours. Which sounds steep, but it's really not. It's really not.
And you can do 8 hours per day, right?
You could spend longer if you're not training. Like, you know, you're like, if you're not doing like the other type of training, yeah, you could train your profession.
I am doing the training too, though.
All right,
Oh.
so you splitting it up 8 and 8, or what are you doing?
8 and 8.
Actually, wait, you have a couple additional hours, right? Because you only need, is it 4 or 6 hours you need to rest?
Not sure.
It might be 6 and then 4 with a feed. I might be misremembering that.
Let's see. Guardian.
And then also for everyone's information that is doing job skill, if you were doing a job skill like research thing, specific one, this also works the same for lore skills, though we're not really getting into that right now just because of the nature of how this current adventure is working. But in a broader, longer, well, this is a kind of medium campaign, lore skills play another, I guess kind of in a way they are playing a role because of certain topics you're researching at the moment, but still. What you need to do is you need to spend at least 4 hours to start to like spend time researching a thing. Once you get to 8 hours total, like a cumulative time, is when you can actually make your roll for it to like whatever a job skill's like prerequisite DC is. That's when you can do that. So, for instance, like Tools of Combat says you need like engineering and knowledge engineering and then craft. It says 2x and 4x. What you need is once you get to that 8 hour time, you can immediately roll that engineering if you want to. And then you do it again, you get up to 8 hours, you can do it again. If you spend 4 hours after that initial 8, you keep decreasing the DC by 1 each time.
So it's a very weird thing. Don't say I sleep less. It's like you experience sleep and dreams differently than other creatures. When you rest, you're not unconscious, though you do rest and sleep.
So you still need the same time. You just don't. You're just aware. You're basically more present than when you're asleep.
So my eyes are open during my sleep.
Basically, you're aware of your surroundings.
Okay, that's kind of fucked. Sleep paralysis.
No. I can boot up in any second, I would imagine.
Yes, that means you're just basically aware when you're asleep. So. But yes, Apani, it sounded like you wanted to say something as well. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh, you're okay. I actually, I don't really have. I had something to say, but I kind of forgot what it was.
Was it about your smithing stuff, or?
Might have been, but I might just keep things the same for now. I might still train, but I don't think I'm gonna like add any. I don't think I'm gonna add anything right now. I think I might just train for now.
Just tip here, just do the 8 hours of
Yeah.
training, and then if there's something like after the session that like comes to your mind, like, oh hey, if I have this much time, can I do this thing? Then we can talk about it out there too. It's fine.
Okay, sounds
Think of
good.
like
There's like stuff that I'm
think of
interested in, but also I never like made my like character sheet properly organized. What was organized at one point and then it got like messed again, so it's kind of confusing. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this after the session.
Makes sense.
mm,
But yes, I believe. Okay, sorry, Pepper, go ahead.
I don't know. Think I'll like train and also like try to like get some knowledge from that goop.
All right. How much time are you spending training? Are you
Yeah.
doing the 8 hours at least a day to get to do regular training?
Yeah, I think 4 and 4. I think each.
Just check something. Okay, I should be saying. So 8 hours. Okay, so roll 2d20, please, Pepper.
2d20.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I was on there. Okay. That'll be a 17.
All right, you may add
For
that to your
safety and
AP.
for
Your ability points, you may add that there.
AP. Okay.
Yep, onto that table that has your AP and stuff, and that'll be when you get enough of it and you want to buy another skill or feat, you can. All right.
Okay.
A lot of
Gotcha.
explanation, but I think it was good because it helps you all and it helps get people a bit more context to like the more downtime stuff. This is sometimes stuff that would happen in between sessions, but I wanted to kind of show it here just so people could get a vibe of things. I know I didn't give a full explanation of how things work. That'll be a video at some point. I am dreading to make because it's going to be a long video, or I'm going to have to figure out how to shorten that down to 20 minutes.
You got it.
Anyway. Yes. Also, if you're wondering where a lot of this information of like how I'm getting these times and stuff is, if you are on the Alpha 3 Professions thing, it actually tells you in the first 2 pages. That's where all that is. Right above the table where all the job skills are listed. By the way, those are not all of the job skills, I should add. Those are just the Alpha 3 ones.
Okay. Okay.
I can assure you there is many more than that. But again, Alpha is just a snapshot to give people a taste. So.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the crash course.
Mm-hmm. So, but there were people that did want to do some research on the goop, and then was there any other topic specific things people wanted to research or read about?
Well, for starters, I guess during the break I would eventually talk to everyone to see what the hell happened.
All right, so
yeah.
we
Not
can
only that,
play
like,
through that.
Latricia also like, yeah.
Yeah, I probably would talk to Himiko about it since we're the only two that actually touched the shit.
Yeah.
And I guess I would
You're
also
still in the med
ask.
bay, yeah? Yeah. You're still in the med bay, right?
Nope. There.
No.
You guys are at this point. Oh right, you weren't here. Everyone's been on the ship. Everyone got off the ship, had a meeting, got back on the ship to head up to where would it have been? I'm sorry. It's the Consortium in the Delaware province, the north part of the Delaware province. So for right now, you guys are under supervision, but you're not detained at the moment.
Yeah, we're not quarantined anymore, but we are being watched.
Yes.
Yeah. So that.
Some members of your party are very distrustful, we'll say.
Yeah, sure.
Rightfully so.
What do you want to?
Did you hear any voices?
Of course. Why, Titus? Did you listen to some voices? I mean, you did try to kill us. What happened anyway?
I'm still not entirely sure what happened. Most of my memory just kind of went away when I woke up. But I do distinctly remember hearing somebody or something. It felt like it was a lot of overlapping words to say you.
Like different voices of like team members, someone from your past, I guess.
It yes, but in the
Yeah.
mix of that, it was something different.
Like how different?
Like I've never heard anything sound. It felt
Huh.
kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It felt
Mm,
powerful, whatever it was.
powerful. Like the intoxicating kind, or the absolutely about to get your shit rocked kind of like intoxicating. Yeah.
Like the you open up the H, some god starts
Ah,
speaking to you, kind of.
like Pandora's box of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Mm,
felt dangerous.
yeah, I did hear a couple of like voices, but they were faint when I was like touching them. But
Mm.
not any like effects to yours, like what happened on the ship. Ugh, probably gonna have to research on that though. And then I have to go
Yeah.
get my mason jar.
Let me know
Can't believe.
how your endeavors go with that. I have an idea.
Yes. Hmm? What kind of
I'm not
ideas you're
gonna
looking for?
endanger the ship. I'm not gonna endanger the ship again, but I definitely want to know what that ship was about.
Hmm. Alright. If I find anything like of use, I'll go and like get you, alright?
Thanks.
Of course. Hey. What like quarantine buddies are for?
Right.
Out of curiosity, what are your guys' passive awareness? I'm just curious.
Ooh. I think I saw that. I think that was 11. Hold on.
Are you asking
I
that to
have no idea.
everyone or?
No, just to them, those two. Just to those two. Sorry.
Where would I find that?
Where are we in your sheet?
It should be on your first or second page. It should say passive. Also, another
Yeah.
way of looking at it, if you can find your awareness skill, just add 10 to whatever the skill modifier is.
Okay, so my passive awareness is 12. Okay.
Alright.
Hmm. And what did you say, like, to add it?
Oh, 10. Oh, wait, no. Wait, you found your
Okay.
passive awareness, it was 12? That would be that
So my
Okay.
passive awareness is 14.
then. Okay, cool. Yeah, because
Yeah.
your passive is...
Mine's 12.
yeah, your passives are just whatever your skill modifier is plus 10. So,
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Gotta ask, where are we right now, currently?
on the ship, probably... I don't know, actually, where you'd be. Probably, like... If I had to imagine, if you guys are trying, like... You're having a conversation, and you're trying to be secluded about it. Probably either one of your rooms or around, like, around an area where nobody else on the ship is. Maybe, like, just one of the storage areas or something.
Someone's watching. Someone's listening.
What was it, 14 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's 12.
Alright, I need to... Just checking something.
What's your max HP?
Oh God.
My max HP
That's
is
a concerning
probably
question.
And then what is their...
Max. It's 40.
38. That's crazy. You're like 3 feet tall and you have more health than me.
They are the
What
tank.
the fuck? What? How many HP you got?
That's funny. I don't think
Only
you go with it
38.
plus.
Am I the fucking dwarf in this party?
You are. You definitely are.
You
Yep.
are.
So, both of you will notice this. Out of the corner of your eye, Titus, you just see, like, the slight, like, foot of, like, the shoe of somebody at the corner with their shoe poking out.
Mhm.
And then, Imiko, you hear, like, the sound of footsteps for a moment. And you both immediately turn and you can see the shoe of someone kind of poked out the corner.
Could I determine who it is by like the sound of the footprint or footstep?
It sounds maybe a little bit more heavier, not like super heavy set, but
Shit.
moderate sized person.
Probably
Alright.
Trisha. Oh God. Okay. Okay, keep your
Well,
voice down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um.
Also,
It's the
I
feds.
Yeah, just keep me abrazed.
actually, would you guys know? I mean, I think you'd know. Latricia doesn't wear shoes. She wears wrappings.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep, she has clawed feet,
Wait.
so she could wear
Who is
shoes,
Careful.
but she prefers to
It's
wear
the feds.
wrappings.
Okay,
You don't
making
need
a
Calvin
fashion
Christmas.
It's not Crow either. Crow does wear shoes. He wears like open-toed shoes with his talons sticking out.
Wait a minute.
He
Then who the
would.
fuck is that?
Fucking
He
would.
would.
Who would?
He
Shinobi
would.
shoes.
The fucking the fucking shit.
Ripped jeans and a leather jacket in the corner of the room.
Motherfucker. Should just go like all out instead of like using boots, you know, open heels. Nah,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
enjoy nature as it is.
But yeah, they're
Like
there
I
for a
said, it's
moment,
not gonna be-
and then they
Yeah, but-
walk away. You can see their feet, like they're. You can hear Emiko. They start walking down the
Vanish.
hall, and then you would see
Uh-huh.
Titus. Their shoe disappear.
Wait a minute, who was that?
No idea.
Can I like Dragon? Can I see if I can like see where they went?
Yeah,
See where-
if you want to try to like follow them, you can. Roll me a just roll me an inspection.
Inspection. Okay,
Yes.
hold on, let me check.
I want one. for you.
It goes off resourcefulness, but it is a skill.
Yeah, I have a 1 in that, so
Well,
let's hope I do well.
Ah, same. Wow, look at us.
Oh no!
Mm.
Wait. Damn it. Where are my die?
Hmm. Dragon, can I like even
That was
ask like does like kind of like sync like who the fuck like wears shoes besides the party
yeah,
members
you can roll
and
me a
the, like,
recollection if
crew?
you'd like to sync like who on the ship wears shoes, because like to a certain extent, some people you can immediately rule out knowing like the type of
Mhm.
shoes they have. If like for instance, I know like I said, Latricia
Yeah.
wears wrappings. She could wear like open-toed shoes like Crow does, but she just seems to like wrappings. Kaya has
Oh
it seems
my
like human-shaped feet, so she wears like shoes. Crow obviously doesn't. He has talon feet. Yeah, basically
Wait.
you can do process of elimination on. Oh wow, yeah. Is that your recollection?
What if I use soul sensing?
You could do soul sensing.
25.
That is a thing. If you want to, Titus, go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
What did you get on your inspection?
Yeah.
On my inspection,
Yes.
out of 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
it wouldn't
God.
be enough.
Okay.
But
Okay.
a
now,
recollection
who's,
will immediately tell you. You recognize something about the shoes, and maybe just like the weight, the sound of like the weight. They sounded like you're pretty sure, Emiko, that this was someone that was larger than Titus, but
Yeah.
not by Titus isn't like super like I wouldn't say like heavyset or anything. A little bit more muscular than Titus, probably someone with a little bit more weight. The physique, obviously, you couldn't really tell because it was just like the front of the shoe. But you're pretty sure, by process of elimination, it can't be. Well, it can't be. It's not Kaya. You don't think that it would have been that weighty if it was Kaya. It's not, obviously, Crow or Latricia, just based on their feet. Fari's not here, so it can't be her. Also, she also has like open-toed shoes.
The man, the brute, the legend.
Yes, the only one you think it could be. It's not Casket. Casket doesn't really have shoes. He has, well, armored boot feet. But the only one it could be is either the only reason. Okay, there's actually two people it could have been. It could have been Apani, because she does have like armor that's slightly more weighted than the rest of you, so she could
Yeah.
have a heavier stride. Or Brew. Brew is the other person.
That's what I
Ooh.
was thinking of. I just couldn't remember his name.
Yep.
I never like. Who is Brew again? I forgot.
You haven't really talked
Oh,
with
I
him
He
know.
much,
was the
but
bartender, right?
yes, he's the guy. He's
The
one of the
bartender.
test pilots and also like one of the officers with you guys. He frequently pilots one of the what are they called? The Pearl units, and he is basically like life of the party, kind of jovial type, not too serious, laid back, but also isn't like a slouch when it comes to he definitely seems like he has seen his fair share of combat too. He just seems like a lot more
Yeah.
laid back than some of the others. His nickname is Brew. That's not his actual name. But his nickname comes from the fact that he constantly makes drinks for everybody, normally after missions and stuff.
Okay.
So
But can I ask, is he like what kind of weight class is he? Like a heavy-set type guy?
Yes, he is.
Big
he is
fun?
also.
Yeah.
Pretty built.
It's probably Brew.
Pretty decently built.
Okay, that's yeah.
Okay. I thought we just have like someone like coming in like a stowaway.
So what is that? That's a dirty 20. Cool. I got on sense.
Yep.
That was 25.
Yes.
Yes.
You think it probably the senses? It's hard to tell, but you think it was probably Brew. Whoever it was, they managed to hide their soul pretty well. But it's probably Brew or Apani. You're not sure, but it's probably one of those two. That's the only two you can really think it could be at the moment. It definitely wasn't Seiyun. Seiyun's too light for it to be him.
Okay. I look back at Type and say like, huh, well, looks like someone was listening on us, I guess. But I don't know. Anyway, I'll probably like get back to you. Yeah. Probably. You want to like investigate that?
Nah. I feel like if it'll be important, they'll come to us.
Ugh. I don't like that.
I'm worried about whatever they do about it. So we just put this conversation in a pin. And whenever you get what I need.
Gotcha. I definitely need that Mason job back though. God.
Oh yes, I will say none of the only illicit materials of that stuff on the ship is the one that Latricia has currently in the jar in the canister. The rest of it they left back at base because they didn't want to carry it with them.
My Mason jar.
Your jar.
That was
yes.
one.
Apani, was there something you'd like to do?
I feel like after the finishing of skills, I kind of want to go find Brew and get some drinks.
Yeah, you can do that after your training. Brew would be definitely there at the kind of mess hall area of the ship. Kind of seems like he's just finishing up some. Actually, you think it's maybe stew of some kind. He's just kind of eating some stew real quick and finishing it up. He's almost at the end of it. Kind of notices you come in, gives you like a one-handed wave. It looks like it's just him in here at the moment, though there is another plate beside him that seems like it's been finished and the person is not there anymore.
Yeah.
And he kind of just keeps eating unless you say something to him, Apani.
Hello. What are you making over there?
He kind of finishes gulping down his food. Actually, I was just happening to finish the last meal the meal that was made for me.
Oh, nice. It smells pretty good.
Some old-fashioned Memorem stew. They used to call it the warrior stew. Meats, carrots, a bunch of other stuff added on. Gives you he kind of like slaps himself in the chest. A good feeling in the stomach before a good battle.
It sounds mighty delicious.
It is. I think there's actually a little bit left. He kind of looks over and he walks over to the pot.
Mind if I get a bowl?
Sure thing. He kind of looks over. I think there's a little bit left. He'll take a bowl and spoon out a little bit of the left. He kind of like has to pick it up and pour some of it in because it seems like it was like the last bits of it. And he'll slide you the bowl over. So there you go.
Thank you. I just like sit next to him and enjoy the bowl of soup.
He's kind of leaning on like the side of the I don't know, not the banister, but like the counter. And he's like, "So, how'd the training go?"
Pretty good. I'm feeling quite refreshed. I feel like I've gotten stronger.
It's always good to hear.
Yes.
He kind of looks over.
Oh, I just thought of something.
Would
Mm.
would it be
Yeah,
like
me
evening
too.
time right now?
He kind of looks over. Say it again, sorry.
Oh, would it be like evening time right now? Or later in the
Yeah,
day?
probably. Yeah, based on when you're ending training, so it'd be probably
Yeah.
evening, maybe like the
Have to
second
be
day or so.
very
Right.
lucky.
Yeah, by
I
the
think
time like oh no, you go first.
no, you go first.
Oh no, because like I was about to say, Dragon. Can I like if it's like lunchtime, I guess, but you know, I tend to like Imiko likes to like drink a little, but she also likes to you know, keep it low, you know, like stealth low.
Like lurk.
So she's probably gonna
Is Imiko
He's
the
probably
type
got
to
like a
snatch bottles
Just
from the
sneak
kitchen?
in,
Yeah.
grab a bottle, and
Yeah.
sneak
And
out.
just sneak out?
yeah, like I'm, you know, like Fallout style.
Oh my god.
Roll me a
Metal
stealth.
Gear.
Yeah, while Apani and then Bruce having a conversation, like in the background, you see Imiko's like ears are like trying to stealthily like get to the bottles.
Yep. Roll me a stealth, and yeah. Well, anyway, as Apani is going, he's like, sorry, say that again, Apani.
Would you? I forgot what I was saying before, but afterwards I was gonna ask him like, would you like to have a drinking contest after we finish dinner?
It's
6.
like a drinking contest. It's like,
6.
when the last time you drank, you ended up throwing up.
Yeah, but no unicorn stuff this time.
Right.
Just like the regular alcohol.
Sure. No,
Preferably.
we are on mission, so no drinking till you puke this time.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. And as he says that, and he turns around, there, Imiko, you
Yeah.
you
I'm
hear
like,
him
wow,
turn,
thanks.
and you kind of instinctively look behind you, and you're like, oh, he's about to come behind like the back part of the countertop, and you like move forward and smack your face into an open
Oh my God.
an open drawer, and just like smack down. Apani, you and Brew both listen to hear Imiko just smack into this the counter and this drawer, and then fall to the ground. You hear like something spill over. And Bruce like, and he like runs over.
Yumiko, are you okay?
Oh. Well, hey, Brew, what kind of like brew is this?
What kind of brew is
hey,
this brew?
He's looking. What are you doing back
okay.
here?
Seeing the sights, you know. I'm like drenched in the whatever like the drink is, and you know, kind of like it over here, you know. Yeah.
He is.
Nothing.
He is. I'm rolling something. He is mooting that. He kind of looks over.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm like, there's no need to be mooting. She's like, oh yeah. She's like straight face lie. You can see it.
He's like, so why exactly are you skulking back here?
She just looks like, and then she just looks straight at Brew in the eyes and says, "Oh, just trying to bum a drink." Without paying, of course.
You don't have to pay for the drink. He's like, he's got his fingers in the bridge of his nose.
Oh, really? We don't have to pay? God damn,
I
that's like a
think it
good
would be
sign.
complimentary since this is our ship.
Exactly.
Well, usually, like back before I met you guys, you know, sometimes I like to, you know, when I don't have money, I just usually steal stuff from the taverns and stuff, you know. Come on, they're probably not gonna miss it, but you know.
I understand, but I think I prefer shiny things.
I just kind of like the drinks.
He kind of
That's
looks.
fair.
Regardless, please don't steal stuff from my. We'll just
I
say
wasn't
my
trying to
reserves.
steal. Just
I
like
don't steal from my comrades.
just a little
That wasn't
drinking,
directed
like,
at you, Abani. He looks over at you. That was directed at the one on the ground right
Yeah, please don't try to claim that yourself. But
now. I guess we have a third drinking partner then, and he'll like lift you up by like your shirt and like plop you on the countertop, and he'll walk back behind and start getting drinks out.
yeah, she is tiny compared to like Brew, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Brew is a pretty decently sized guy, and like height wise as well.
Yeah, everyone's like evenly sized compared to me.
Yeah, definitely compared to you, he is at least. And you'll see, he kind of just goes back, gets a couple things. He gets this kind of gray bottle out, gets a couple of mugs, and he will pour in that one out. He'll take this red, like, smaller, not like as big as the other one, like smaller vial of something, and pour it into this, pour it into the mugs as well, and it makes this kind of bright red kind of, almost looks sparkly inside. He's like, don't worry, it's not anything magical, I can assure you. And
It's
he'll
alright, I can probably take it.
slide it
That's
over
how I
to
like
both
it.
of you.
Not sparkly and magical.
Definitely not the Sunny.
He says, the magic's in the flavor. Try it. And he'll motion for you both to try.
Okay.
I take a sip.
It is
just knock it
very...
back.
Surprisingly, it's not bitter. It's very sweet and fruity.
Can I roll to see if I can tell how strong it is? Because sometimes the sweet drinks, they got a lot of sugar and
Yeah.
and
Go
alcohol.
ahead and roll me like roll me... this is a hard one. I'd say either a medicinal or maybe a... I'll go medicinal
Probably no.
for now. I'll go for medicinal. Unless someone has an alchemy profession thing. That would be the other one I'd love to do. Or cooking. One of those two. But I don't think anyone does, so yeah. We'll go with
Both.
medical.
Alright.
Okay. Damn, I have a 0 on medical. I'm really just...
Well, I
I'm
mean,
looking for
it's-
medics now.
If it's not your profession, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I got a 2 though.
yeah, roll it up.
I rolled a 15.
That's pretty good.
I rolled a 9.
So
I rolled a 9.
you're pretty sure. Pepper, you have no idea, or Imiko, you have no idea. If that was something you were thinking about, you have no idea. But it does taste sweet and nice. It is pretty. It kind of tastes like. You get the hint of like apples and maybe some type of pear, but you're not sure. Apani, this isn't really strong at all. Actually, you think like the content of whatever that gray thing is might have been like a nice base, but you don't. That might have been like the alcoholic part. Whatever that red stuff was, you don't think that had alcohol in it at all, and it was probably whatever the sweet flavor comes from. You get this really like cherry flavor with apples and pears mixed in. It is a nice kind of nectary sweet flavor.
Ooh, I think I...
You know, but it's not like a
slowly
syrup.
pushed the entire cup.
Go ahead, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, you said drinking a cargo. Yeah.
Just slowly.
It says, so you like it?
Yes, this is delicious. Can I have another one?
Not bad.
Why not? It's
Happy
actually,
thanks.
it's not from me. Kind of goes back in and gets some more. It's a,
Oh, then who?
it's an old, he says it's an old, what is it? Not consortium. Alto beverage.
Ooh.
Alto. Hey, Dragon, can I ask you something? While he's like serving us drinks again, can I look at his shoes? Like
Yes, you can. Roll me an inspection.
inspection.
Nice.
Ah,
Honestly, you should look
Honestly,
at both of
wait,
those shoes.
not inspection.
Both
Roll
of
me a
them.
recollection. You don't need to roll an inspection to see his shoes. You can look down and see his shoes. Roll me a recollection to see if
Yeah.
you recognize the shoes.
Oh, this
That's
is a
better way.
D12. Where's my D20?
okay. Roll a recollection.
Mhm.
You said
Yes, the recollection. That's the one I think you had a 6 in.
15.
You're pretty
You had a
sure
15
you've
in
seen
recollection?
these shoes before. You think maybe the shoes you saw might have been bruised.
Any particular stuff like on it, like like any scuff marks and
No,
when I saw
Decorations.
when we went.
they seem
Oh.
like standard guild boots. They got a little bit of weathering on them, but you could, chalk that up to just like he's worn them a lot.
The one like at the corner when you said like passive like perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the tip of the shoe looking like?
It kind of had like a little bit of a blue, like a metallic blue sheen on the front tip. And yes, these
And
do have
what's
that
the tip?
same. Yep.
Okay, then it's blue. Okay. Okay. Side mission done.
But yes, as he's continuing upon it, he's like, yes, from the Alto tribes. I believe it's up. Actually, I think it's in the Vale tribe. Nice little
Fail,
sweets.
son.
Yes, they get their name. Well, not exactly sure exactly where their names come from, but all of them have some cultural significance. There's 4 tribes, I believe. The Lotier, the Label, the Capel, or Cabel, depending on where your dialect is, and the Vale.
Yes, to come. Hmm. Okay, not bad. Pour me another drink, bartender.
Mm-hmm. He slides the other one over to you, and he slides the other one over to Apani.
Yep. I get a leg and I knock back again.
Hmm.
She knocks back again. Okay. Oh, damn. Pretty
It's
good.
delicious. Can I
Nods.
roll to see if I feel like I'm starting to get intoxicated? I don't even know what roll that would be.
Probably a fortitude, just to like feel out what you're feeling.
I
Or a
think
mood.
I
One
think
or
I'll
the
try
other.
fortitude.
Okay, at least I have a 3 in that one.
Yeah, that or a mood. Up to you.
Let's see. Do I have a mood?
Mood's off of astuteness as well.
My fortitude's better.
Yeah, that'll be a 17 from me.
Yeah, this isn't really an alcohol, like a super alcoholic beverage. You could probably drink like 5 of these without feeling like any major effects. He's like, the Vale tribe makes these are a celebratory drink. One of the 2, I think, among the not just the Vale but the Alto in general. They drink it at a lot of their different events and such. The other one I know of is called Rainfall.
Rainfall.
Yes.
What kind of name is that?
It's actually curious. I'm not too sure myself. I remember I asked this Alto chap a while ago about it, and he said it's something very. Kind of thinks for a minute. He's like, kind of holds his hand up and like, not like a fist like in an anger, but like kind of like a heartfelt like grip of his fist, kind of like very impactful for the people. I remember he said
Could I look?
something.
Could I? Oh, no,
good.
sorry.
No, good.
No, you go
Sorry.
first.
It's like something very much in their hearts and minds, something that traces back to some of their origins before the Consortium Wars and all that mess happened 200 some years ago.
Oh,
Can I have
Follow.
another one of this drink and then can I try the other drink that you just mentioned?
Well, unfortunately, I don't know exactly how to make rainfall. I was actually hoping while you were there I could learn. And
Could I make a roll or something to like actually know the recipe or something, or like the background of it anyway? Of
yeah, just the
rainfall.
general background. You can roll me, Imiko. Where are you from? Out of curiosity, this will just determine which check and stuff. Are you from Lapsus or are you from another region like Gara or something?
Location unknown.
Okay, we'll just say for the sake of things, no. So roll me instead of a recollection. Roll me a knowledge local regal, and if you'd like to do the same with Hani as well, but you can still keep talking.
Local regal.
See.
And that will be a 20, a dirty 20.
Ooh, you might find some cool stuff out about rainfall. The DM digging deep into the lore, like, let's see.
Yeah, I love digging into lore.
Something. So it's when he talks about how like it's impactful for their people. Okay, let me look up something real quick because I had the name. Yes. So when he talks about being impactful for their people, there's like almost an immediate like click in your head. Oh, go ahead, sir. Apani?
No, I accidentally hit the camera button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
I'm not tabbed in, so I couldn't even see.
Right now.
But Imiko, immediately like kind of a snap in your head, and you've heard about this drink quite a few times on your travels before. Rainfall, like the drink is actually like a really old drink. Like the exact origins aren't known, but it's gotta be nearly like 500 to 600 years old, at least at minimum. This drink traces back even before. So he mentioned the Consortium Wars, and like he said, 250 years ago. Loosely speaking, that was a conflict that basically saw to the creation of what the Consortium is now, for better or worse. Rainfall is one of the big hallmarks for the Alto because it's one of the oldest like cultural parts of them that remain from that time. The drink, the weird thing about it, and you remember this, the drink, it's not talked about much in terms of like where it comes from, because you get the feeling like a lot of people, even some Alto, don't really know. It's not, unlike this red drink that he said was tied to like the Vale tribe, this one isn't tied to any known tribe that you've heard of. It's kind of general cultural history is like kind of homogenized among all the Alto, even though there are like all the Alto are kind of like together. There's still like distinct tribes and cultures within them. There's the four you mentioned. This one just kind of has floated around, and no one really knows if it comes from one of them specifically. There's not really an indication, and none of the tribes really claim it as such. It's in that weird limbo, I guess I'd say. But again, you know it's
Nice.
a very significant drink to them. It's also not like the most alcoholic either. In fact, you're not even sure it has alcohol in it. It's just like a nice kind of.
Yeah, what does
Go ahead, sorry.
it smell like? No, what does it smell like as you're like explaining it? Sorry.
So something that you probably have like at least smelt it before, like like when it was being talked about, said, oh, what's this rainfall thing or whatever. The reason it gets its name from it is the way it kind of like it's poured in and kind of it has this fog effect that pours out of it, and it almost looks like clouds pouring rain from around the rim of the cup. And
Okay.
the smell is kind of this waterfall-y, like earthy smell, not in a bad way, not like before it rains type, but like this rich kind of like abrupt smell that gets your attention, but it's not like pungent. It's just like a fragrance that fills your nostrils and kind of gives you this
Like a morning, like a morning rain of some
like a
sort.
morning rain or dew type smell. You get this, and
Mm.
it's also something like this drink kind of gives like the not impression, but like the visualizer of being like looking at a roving type of like waterfall pouring down. Like it's very visual. The way it's poured, the way it pours out of the cup. Like I said, the like the fog and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Damn, that was a lot of lore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I wish we
Yeah,
knew
like
how to make it.
Oh.
It would
Repeat
be
it.
so nice to try.
Go ahead, I didn't hear that. Sorry, Bonnie.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I wish we knew how to make it. It would be very nice to try.
It's like, well, we'll have to get some there. I'm sure that, well, maybe he will. Yeah, he kind of like trails off, and I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
find out.
Sort of like a purgatory of stuff, not like from any other tribe, I'm guessing. This drink.
Yes, that's the least of the problems, though.
Yeah. Diluted of sorts, I'm guessing.
Not the only consent I'm having, but we'll see when we get there, I guess.
Yeah.
See, he goes inside cleaning the plates.
Huh. Alright. And I take a sip again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look at Polly and said, so, how you doing?
Pretty good. I don't feel like I've even drank anything, to be honest. Just a
Well,
very
it's,
tasty juice, I like it.
yep, there's no like alcohol in this anyway. It's basically like a celebratory drink, as Bruce said.
Ooh, I like it.
Yep. So, like, what happened with the goop anyway? I need to ask.
Mm-hmm. He kind of perks up.
The goop?
Magoo.
His ears, like, wait, what kind of race is Brew anyway?
He is a human, as far as you can tell.
Oh. Okay.
He looks
Yeah.
like a regular human, dark skin, kind of thick dreadlocks going down his head, going probably middle back, so decently long, but
Okay.
Yeah.
So me and Brew are both humans?
Yes.
The only humans. No.
Yes, actually, the only full humans on the ship. Yes, you are.
Mm.
Because Kaya is an Auroch mixed with a human. She's a mixed breed, and I don't think anyone else. No, Seiyun's not. Seiyun looks human, but he is an Energeta, so he's Yeah, no, Sayun's not. Yep, so the only humans.
Okay, so
Not surprising, it's the guild.
as though I know. So as I was saying, like, so like while I was always like doing stuff, like, did you ever like get any word about this like goo stuff? I need to know about me.
What do you mean about the good stuff?
Well, Titus like came to me and said like I need some help like discerning like these voice and stuff, and need some help with that.
Oh, I think I
I
did read
Yep.
that in the reports that Latricia wrote. That Titus had mentioned, you both had mentioned hearing some voices? What type of voices?
Yes, I heard Apani's voice. I like some at her, and the rest of my team members, but they were faint. Meanwhile, Titus had like extreme effects when he touched it. Well, especially like try to get us like Shan didn't see though.
Yes, I heard he went, as Casket said, batshit at the meeting. Well,
Cool, crazy. But I don't know.
Use common
He told
slang.
me that he heard like something like powerful. He said something
powerful.
like yeah, something like. Have you ever heard of Pandora's box and stuff like
I've
evil
heard a
things in
tale about
boxes?
it. The concept, at least. Box of untold horrors and mystical nature that releases, and once it's open, well, it can't be shut again. Or it's hard to shut it, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, he experienced that.
Cool.
I'm trying to find out what.
Quite the trip.
Not the trip. I don't know. I wish I did. Hmm.
Are you concerned about it?
Oh no, I want to know like what he experienced because I only experienced the little effects.
The what
I
That's I
ends?
want to
think
experience.
He kind of turns around
Mm.
after he's finished cleaning. He just kind of like looks over to what ends.
What ends? Knowledge, of course. Then I knocked back my
Wow.
drink. Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Wow.
Knowledge.
I feel like
Yep.
Apani is a bit skeptical to say everything because Apani doesn't want someone to get curious and try to consume more goop.
Consume the group.
Yeah.
Uh,
I look at.
Now
She
that
looks.
you say it, consuming the
Oh.
goop seems kind of fun.
Yeah. I look at. Does she have like an expression on her face that's like
Who, Bonnie?
showing her? Yeah, Bonnie. Is she
yeah,
like showing expressions?
I feel like I have an expression of like I'm thinking kind of in a concerned manner.
And I look at it like, oh no, nothing like licking it or anything, you know. Well,
Uh,
I think I did lick it. I mean, it's gotta be okay, I guess. Didn't affect me.
Just
I
because it didn't
mean,
affect you then doesn't mean it won't affect you in the future.
true. Plus, like, what if like you just consumed less of it? That's why you didn't absolutely go insane.
I think I
Aren't you
like licked it with my whole tongue. I think, but it didn't affect me none. Besides, I just like touched it and he went crazy.
I
Yeah.
wonder if you have some sort of like immunity or like resistance to it.
He
You
looked at
can't
you and like,
become crazy if you are
Don't test
crazy.
that. I like look straight in your eyes and say, "Don't test that in a stern manner."
I like hold my hands up like, okay, okay. There's like a slight smirk on her face. So like, okay, okay. I'm not doing anything of that sort. Promise. Scout's honor.
This takes me back to an old story I heard. Remember that alto chap I was talking about?
Ooh,
Oh,
I
you
would love to
tell,
hear.
bartender.
Well, I was thinking about it after I read the report from Latricia. Just nothing major, just something I heard. I'm not really studied in alto culture and such. despite a lot of Memorem citizens being taken in by the Alta Latel, there's actually a close relationship between the Memorem refugees and such. Just from what I've heard, of course. But, yes, the story. Well, it was when Latricia was mentioning about Latricia mentioned it, and also it was in the report about the whispers. Well, the Alta Latel, and different groups have different deities and practices and stuff we'll say, pray to and such, and
Oh, I think
well,
I get it.
how should I say? The Alta Latel have one as well. They, you could call it a sect of the, I think it's Valestera's, faith, but it's kind of its own unique thing in a way. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't really, we'll just say a lot of Lapsians, for a while, at least until recently, weren't really favorable of their practices and traditions and such. Some of which I can kind of understand, but I mean, all I could say is if you've seen a few, if you've seen a few, not Alta, what are they called? I'm sorry, brain. 5 different fates shot in my head, and that was not what I needed at the moment. Brain, calibrate, please. But if you've been to a few, we'll say, consortium parties and been to some of the areas in Ceron and such, I'm not sure they really have room to be judging the Alto and their washy path, but words
like
for
what
another.
kind?
I would love to go to some of these parties.
I was not
Indeed.
surprised. They're not exactly
They
the most
sound-
feminine approachable, we'll just say.
They sound stuffy.
He does look at you when he says he does look at both of you when he says that. They're not the most feminine approachable.
Cassie kind of peeks out when he hears party.
He like head pokes in the door of the mess hall like, ooh,
Yep.
party?
Party?
And it's
Hey, robot man, come take a seat.
oh yes, you're just in time for story time.
Or chair next to me.
So like, dragon, can I? Oh wait, upon you got something to say? Oh, like
Hey, go ahead, Connie. Go ahead, real quick.
I was just gonna say I like tap like the stool or the seat next to me and motion for him to
Casket
come
the
over.
dragon.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Also,
come over and sit down.
The name of the thing he would say it was Avalis, the Faith of Avalis or Church of Avalis.
Avalis.
Yeah, I apologize. My brain went to another name that I can't go to yet because that's a little bit. It hasn't. We'll get
Spoiler,
to it.
yeah, I
But
get it.
yeah, it's not just spoiler. It's also like some of it's not even happening yet. So I need to. My brain. It's very close. It's
Oh,
also
wow.
close to Alto, and my brain is like.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Toki knows what name I was thinking of when I was thinking of Avalis because it's close to Alto and Avalis together, but whatever.
Yeah.
okay.
It's not even technically a faith. Whatever. Sorry.
So
Ignore
Yeah,
that.
stuff has happened.
Hey, dragon.
Yes.
Could before y'all continue, because so I don't forget, because I did indeed forget until I remembered just
Yep.
now.
Go ahead.
Could I like roll for recollection to see if I can remember everything that I went through while I was under?
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and roll me a recollection, just like to see how much you remember. I was gonna ask you to do it later too, but yeah, go ahead. I'll get back to you on it in a bit.
Okay. So, dragon, can I?
Yes,
something?
go ahead.
Before. I need to ask, what kind of like parties these like what were they called again?
The Church of Avalis. Roll me a knowledge faith
Oh.
if you'd like to know more about the Church of Avalis and their.
I was thinking of the parties. I mean, they like intend.
What do
They
I need
tended-
to roll for it again?
Knowledge faith.
Knowledge faith.
Yes.
Oh, well, hello. I got like a 6 in there.
Hey, there you go.
Minus
Watch me
1,
roll.
so that's a 13.
Watch me roll or run.
Oh wait,
much does
that's
that give?
knowledge religion, right?
I got a
Yes, knowledge
10.
faith is basically the religion. The religion.
Religion.
8 for me and 10 for Apani.
I gotta.
You heard of the faith before. Go ahead, casket and roll. I'll get to you in a moment. What'd you get?
10.
Mm.
Beautiful.
You guys
beautiful
have heard
10.
the. I mean, it's in the way of like even with an 8, you've heard of the Church of Avalis before, even just like passing through the Consortium. It's the predominant faith in the Consortium. There's a few that are kind of like also like in the spectrum of being like main faith, but the Church of Avalis has been a mainstay since the Consortium's inception around 250 years ago. It is represented by a plus kind of sign with wings wrapped around it. It is often called the Church of Holy Light or Guiding Light. It is, well, there's a lot of stuff around the faith you've heard, good and bad, some of it hearsay. If you've gone around other places and not just Lapsus, you've probably heard a bit more of a generalized view of it, not just the Lapsus view of it, we'll say. Their Consortium view, I should say. Especially those of you from Memorem, we'll say. Which at the moment I believe is only 2 people currently. But when the mention of the women comment, the it's not really feminine centered. Both of you, even with an 8 or 10, have heard. The Consortium has had some issues historically with its treatment of women, we'll say.
Okay.
And this is mainly due to the Church of Avalis and some of their older traditions on things. For instance, it is... I might have to check this, but I think it's actually... it's not illegal anymore, but it was frowned upon for women to be, like, faith leaders in the church. That was a big one. And also, it was not becoming culturally for a lot of Lapsians for women to have seats of power and such for a while.
I see.
This is a very Consortium-specific thing. It's not necessarily like this around. In fact, actually, I'd say it's mainly Consortium and maybe parts of Gobi that's like this.
May I ask, like, do they have any problems with other races?
Funny you mentioned that. If that's what you... I assume, like, at that point you're kind of asking Brew as this is coming to mind, like, hey, do they have any problems with other races? He's like... well, interruption to story time real quick. We'll get back to that in a moment. Let's just say they're not exactly favorable to beast people or fiends. Mainly beast people and fiends.
Yeah, I heard them. They're probably not good people, I heard.
We'll just say that the reason that there's many issues with the Consortium in general, and honestly even the reason that we're all here to begin with, is kind of due to the Consortium's failures at certain points of its history around these parts. It's also why the Alto aren't exactly, well, there's still a little bit of a healing process at the moment. Since they're mainly beastkin. Not all of them, but mainly.
Mainly, like in general?
Yes. Unlike,
I see.
And the Avalis parts of the Lapsus Consortium haven't exactly been favorable to them historically. Only recently has there been some changes there. But you know, with the guild and other groups around, I'm sure things have been going for the better. Especially with a little bit of a younger youth going on, getting a bit more acquainted with each other. As opposed to being separated.
Well, don't say about that. Sometimes the ugly things tend to rear their heads in the front and center.
Yes,
who knows?
They do, unfortunately. But that's why we're here, to help that process smooth along. Or smashed along.
Yep. Cut the head before it becomes a problem.
Exactly. Kind of snaps his fingers. But anyway, not to perturb you two, I don't want to paint a horrid brush of every Lapsian that you meet. They're not all like that. And even, to a certain extent, there's even some of the, I believe they're called the New Avalon. They're a sect of the, well, the sect of formerly the Avalis Church, I'd say. They don't really communicate much with them, but they try to take some of the tenets and beliefs in another way. A bit more open and such. To newer things. Modern things, we'll say.
We'll see about that.
Well, there are some many beastkin within the ranks, so that's already a good step.
Alright. I don't trust faith, but if
Yes,
they're
I don't
probably
blame you.
good,
I'm not one
um,
for faith myself. I lost that a long time ago. But nevertheless,
you too.
we
Pretty
all have
good,
our stories there. But if someone,
indeed.
I feel if someone's been able to find faith in a deity that's willing to give them favor and such, and they actually do give them favor, I don't think that's a problem.
Well, if gods don't tend to give you stuff, then make it on your own. DIY.
He nods exactly. But sorry, I'm getting away from things. It did relate to this, but the Washi path I mentioned, they're not really. That's the Alto Latels kind of faith. They don't really. They're not really as. Well, historically, they
Oh.
weren't as accepted as much, and the Avalis, or among Avalis and the rest of Lapsus culture until recently. Mainly due to it being a guideless. Well, it's not a guideless faith, but it's how a lot of Lapsians viewed it, because they didn't see what they prayed to as something worthy of being a deity. And for those of you, even with I'm not gonna make you roll this. This is a term we'll say even with a 10 you probably heard before. Guideless refers to a faith, or specifically a religion in Drakkar that doesn't have basically a deity attached to it, or some type of patron, or entity that gives and feeds power, or that they get their tenets from. For instance, the world souls, even though it's generally worldwide respected, is technically sometimes considered a guideless faith because they don't really have a deity. Their deity is kind of weirdly the world, but also not all people believe that the world is a thing to have represented as a deity. But because they're so wide and spread and they have such a historical connection to things, they're not as mistreated as a lot of faiths. Especially when it comes to being guideless. Guideless is kind of a dirty term in a lot of cases, because it's basically, I mean, the suggestion is you are guideless. You don't have something that gives you favor, doesn't give you any direction or something like that. How can you act without blah blah blah, right?
No bitches. No. Yeah.
No
Guideless.
maidens.
No maidens.
No
Yes.
god.
Guideless.
But there are some, and like I said, this is where he said it's kind of, they're not really guideless in the way that you would think. He's like, well, the reason why they're considered guideless, or the fact that a lot of Lapsians didn't accept them for a while, is because the Washi path prays to what are called ancestral beasts, or guardian beasts, as they call them. Creatures of power and myth that are integral to the Alto lore and history. And these beasts believedly helped make their society as a whole and a culture, guiding them and giving them different things and such. Hence the Washi path shows you the path of, well, the ancestral beasts and what they would cut out for you and help you with. Since in Alto culture, the biggest imperative is about drive.
About power.
Not power, drive. Passion is how it was described to me. What drives a person or a creature. For you, Casket, it might be something completely different than over there, Imiko. And same with Apani. But nonetheless, you have all drive for something. A passion for something. And the Washi path helps to guide and push you to follow it. Or alter culture, I should say.
Where'd the die?
But
here it is.
nevertheless, back to story time. Well,
Story time.
as I was saying, all of that was fanfare to explain some more specific things. In the Washi path, in the religion, there's kind of how would I put it? An entity of ire for them. Something that they look at with disdain, you could say, a dislike. The Church of Avalis, for lack of a better term, has it with fiends and certain beasts and entities of such, but mainly certain deities related to them. Similarly, they have their own, the Washi path. They call this entity, or what they refer to the entity to me as, is the one that whispers, or the whisperer.
Should I roll a check of this deity?
Yes, roll me a knowledge faith. You can do the same
Knowledge
upon
faith?
and as well, Casket.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's
That's
7, and that's a 1 for modifier. That'll be a 7. I just don't like religion, apparently.
I guess not. What was our highest
I-
roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I rolled a 14.
14.
A 14.
Nice.
You don't say.
Where is Titus Man? Is he in the
What
room
am
closet?
Titus is
Yeah.
probably in
where am
another
I?
room at the moment.
Where are
I'm
you?
in a training area, trying to
Where on
bring
earth
my
is
memory
Titus?
back.
Okay.
But yeah, so specifically, you were looking about this entity, correct? Everyone's looking at what this entity could be, or what the name of it, about the name of it. Who got a 14? That was Apani?
Yes.
And then what was the... Okay, yeah, it's gonna be Apani, I think. That's the only one that really knows about this. So, the Whisperer, the one that whispers. You've heard this name. In fact, you actually think you've heard your village talk about it before. Apani.
Ooh.
Just like offhandedly, probably just because they've traded before with Alto Litel or something like that. They burn incense and stuff like that, and this is often just for those that are more of the superstitious type among you, because most of you are more tech related. It's pretty rare, but this is the one time there's almost been like a weird solemn like acceptance of it. Obviously, spirits and other things they know exist and stuff, and they normally fall back on like technology to fix the problems, so to speak. As you know, guns and bullets kind of can fix a lot of problems when it comes to that front. Look, if the ghost can't be shot with regular bullets, you just need spirit bullets. Nevertheless, the answer is always bullet. Anyway, this is one that this is a term or name you've heard before in that kind of spectrum. Kind of the we don't really have anything to deal with it category. So, what would have probably been heard by you is every now and again the elders of of your tribe or your group would probably burn some incense around the village area. Particularly whenever the cursed sea starts to act up, the swelling sea, whenever there's like big storms and stuff. Though it's definitely when specific storms happen, and they always would say, like, you would always hear someone murmur, like, maybe the whisper is active again, right? Again, offhanded comment, nothing really major, and then whenever that would happen, of like a substantial amount, they would burn this incense around the village. It would just be like a thing they'd do. Well, connected to that, and as you're thinking about this, you kind of remember a lot of the stuff around that you just kind of haphazardly ignored at the time. The Alto talk about this entity a lot. Like Bruce said, it's the kind of like their main big bad for their religion. But their culture has like a whole section that's dedicated to dealing with this entity, whatever it is. They don't really describe it too. There's a symbol that they have that's like this weird. You've seen it before. It looks like a weird kind of eel, maybe, or like eel-like snake creature that has like these weird circles along parts of its body and back.
Dragon, that was the creepiest time to cut out. I'm
did
just
I
gonna
cut
say
out?
that. That was the creepiest time to cut out.
What happened? What
Plus
was
the creepy music? Damn.
Wait, what was the last thing that was heard?
They have a symbol.
Oh, Apani, could you hear me?
And fucking died.
Yes, I can hear you.
Did you hear?
Yeah,
Did you hear when I described it, or did I just cut out completely?
You
No,
cut out
I
a little
agree.
bit.
Oh boy.
Clearly.
They have a symbol cuts out.
Yep. He's coming at us. We're gonna fucking die.
No,
Okay.
so what I would sorry, so I can describe it again. They have a symbol that they use for this thing. And it looks like a weird kind of eel or snake with these weird circular patterns going down its body and like squiggles. It's not the most like you would almost think of it looking kind of goofy if you were just to see it haphazardly drawn, but like they're notably very terrified of this thing, whatever it is. It's something that like they will talk about, and if someone mentions like a warranted threat about its presence around, someone will do something to rectify its presence. They say.
You say.
Burn incense, perform a ritual of some kind. And like again, you know your people aren't really like the superstitious type when it comes to that stuff, but even for some reason they even feel the need to like do these like burning incenses and things like that to like whatever it is ward its presence away. But you've never.
Give me a second. I gotta burst some incense in my room. Give me a
There you
second.
go. But yeah, again, you're not really sure about the full details of it, but yeah. Just that you would have like some mental connection to like, oh yeah, you've heard of this thing and you know that like even your people treat it like with some amount of like concern.
Okay.
It's like Brew kind of looks over, you heard the name before, Pawnee? That was a look of recognition.
Yes. And I share the information that I know.
Goopy, you say? Yeah, it's all right. So I say like, goopy, you say? Like as in the goop that we have in the back?
Maybe.
Is it like related to anything like that? This one?
Well, I'm not sure about the goop.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead, Gasket.
I heard someone.
Where may I obtain some incense?
We can probably get some from the altar if they're willing to talk with us at least.
Oh, incense. Thank God.
Incense.
What do you mean, thank God?
What did you think I said? Essence?
No, you fucking cut out a little bit when you said incense, so I was very confused.
Oh no! Like I know what he thought you said.
Let me get some incense in this room.
Yeah.
Whoa! This is I've never said such things
I didn't know you were
in my
going to the
life.
rural parts of Lapsus.
Man, oh man.
Oh, sweet home Alabama plays in the background.
Sweet whole Alabama, more like.
Okay.
Oh my God! Shut up.
But yes,
talking about fucking ancient deities, and yeah, we got some incense up in here. some incense up in here. Yeah, we gotta burn some.
Mm-hmm. So, but yes, he'll nod and say, "Yep, that's how they normally ward it up. At least that's what he told me." But no, the goop thing, right, about that. No, I don't necessarily know if it's connected or anything. It's just the whisper part. It just reminded me of it. I mean, I've heard of weird psionic stuff happening and giving people weird whispers as well. Not to me personally, of course, but maybe. But
okay.
Wait a fucking second.
Yes.
Whispers?
Yes, whispers. Wait. Give me a sec. Some dots are connected. Give me a. Let me get out my paper.
As Casket's coming through his database, continue, Miko. Oh, I think I cut out. Come on, I cut out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'm back now.
So like, it's like Cassie like saying it out loud, or is this like above board? Oh. No, like Casket thing.
Oh, did Casket say something? I cut out, so I didn't hear. Really? A moment.
Ooh,
Damn.
Signal, please.
the connection said no.
Can you hear me?
Connection. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my bad.
The deity does not want to hear.
Yeah, it doesn't want it being talked about.
The The god of
Mm.
internet is like, no, we don't talk about the Whisper Man.
No, we don't talk about the
Yeah.
whispers, not yet.
About
So
whispers.
like I was saying,
Alright,
like
go ahead.
so. Okay, so whispers you said, Brew. So probably a relation to.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I just know it's
Yeah.
bad news. I wouldn't be messing with it either.
Did Hyatt ever say about hallucinations, or he did not? I say he didn't. He doesn't remember. No, probably not.
No, he
Oh,
did. He
boy.
said he didn't remember anything. But like I
Yeah,
said, I'm trying to get my memory back. So
Hmm.
yeah, but he
wait, where'd
did
my die
say.
go?
Oh, but he did say that it was a powerful sword, so it's probably related to the god, I guess. But I don't know.
And
I
who
have to
knows?
research.
Maybe this whisper doesn't even exist anymore. Or at all.
Ah, don't say that. Don't say that. They tend to like being in like weird shit,
I thought you
weird
could actually
places, you
say
know.
some shit like that.
You're kind of
Hmm.
challenging it to prove you wrong there.
Yeah, you ever heard of Rube Goldberg or something like that? Like, what? Or what did like Murphy's Law? Yeah, Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law. Rube Goldberg is about making a machine that does stuff. Anyway.
Murphy, Rube, whatever.
Well,
But
in any case, you were saying.
mm, mm,
Go ahead, Amigo.
yeah. So yeah, who knows? They'll probably be here anyway, but we'll never know until we see it.
I doubt we'll be dealing with whatever whisperer thing this stuff is, but
Rube, look, man, I
You
know
are
you're the drink
jinxing it,
guy.
Brew.
Please do not say that, okay? We're probably jinxing it right now.
I thought you weren't this. You didn't
Yeah,
strike
I
me as a
think this
superstitious tribe.
whole situation is gonna
I,
be
I'm not
Amigo
highly,
and
superstitious.
very.
he looks at you,
I've been like,
Casket too.
oh,
I don't
I've been
believe in
around.
spirits. I
I've been
believe in
around the
jinxing.
bend.
Oh, you don't
Oh,
believe in ghosts? He kind of looks over, like, like kind of like they pursed lips, kind of looking at you like you don't believe in ghosts.
yeah. Well, I've been around the bend like for like I don't know how many years I've been in the guild. I know this is probably like old song and dance stuff. You know, they'll probably pop up here and there.
Probably some projectors.
Well, I
Uh,
wouldn't say
not
that's.
that type of guy, Cass.
Well, I'll put it this way.
Hey, Dragon.
Yes.
Could you check your game?
Oh, yeah, I saw the DM. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I'll get you in a minute.
Yeah.
It's like
It's the work.
Where
I
am
wouldn't worry about. I wouldn't worry about it too much, though.
And
Top
yeah,
one red flag.
yep. I met on IBF. Oh boy,
You're always
let's
like you're
go.
all so scary. Come on.
Oh,
Hi.
so scary.
Oh, it's so scary.
When
I'm a
did
little
Brew
sneaky little
become so broody?
Cass, when you've been like
He
been
always
around
has been.
you know.
Always has been.
Is that what Casket's asking? When did you become so pretty?
Whoa. No, I would never say such a thing to Brew. No.
No. Okay. Well, if whatever foot-like monster like comes at us, I'm gonna be blaming you, Brew.
Gonna stock up on some holy water.
Though it does remind me of some. Does remind me of what he was like after that. He was the Alto man I was talking to. Was quite despondent, I guess.
Like how despondent, like a Titus pin.
He kind of thinks. Not exactly. You've ever seen someone give you the 1,000-yard stare?
Oh
Someone that's
no.
really seen something.
I've seen that a lot in my work, of course.
Well, I've seen many people talk about different things. Stories of ghosts and such. I've even fought a few myself.
PTSD, trauma,
But
Did he
whatever.
say he
Like
fought ghosts?
yes, he did say that.
Ghosts.
But hearing that, well, what he was talking about, I don't know, something about it was kind of
Yeah,
unnerving.
voices,
I didn't
possible
ask.
other effects.
I asked if he was alright, and he said he was doing better, but he seemed...
Yeah.
If I
whenever
didn't know
they
any
say-
better, I'd say that there was definitely something he was holding back. Something that he saw, I feel.
Whenever they say they're fine, they're probably
I
not.
had
They're
a
probably
fine,
not.
They're probably
Couldn't
not.
get
They're
him a few
definitely
drinks
not.
in to ask again, unfortunately. The Alto are pretty careful about that type of stuff.
if I
Mm.
had a fine, it would shiver, but I don't, so it doesn't.
Mm.
But yes. The only reason I suspect it will be fine, however, is because the only times I've heard the whisper come up, and it's around, and if it's around Alto areas, normally they have some contingency plan to deal with it.
And when it fails,
Eh, actually, I haven't heard of it failing ever. They're pretty good about keeping it under wraps. Whatever it is.
Ugh.
But,
So there are specific ways to deal with the whisper.
yeah,
if it's believed to be a real thing, of course.
it's probably real.
But
If an entire nation has a way to deal with it, it's a real thing.
there's a chance
It's
Even
they
if it's
could.
not, it's a real thing.
G nods.
Well, I'm not worried
like,
about them. I'm worried about the other ones that don't.
Oh,
The people
Like how
that don't
so?
believe in the whisper man,
The people that don't know how to deal with it.
Like Titus, probably.
Well,
Mm.
hearing weird whispers and going a little bit berserk on all of us. Well, I'm not
Yep.
going to say that I'm not thinking about Titus and even you, Imiko, your reactions recently. Looking at him a little bit more closely.
Wasn't that bad compared to like Titus' reaction.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know that story that
It's all
Latricia told you, right?
Mm.
Oh right, you
Yeah.
weren't. Technically, you weren't there, Pepper. But it's the one at the meeting that talked about the train. I think. Did you arrive in time
Oh.
for it? The training thing she talked about.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imiko was there. I'll fill you in a minute. But yes. He's like, yeah. So she told you most of it, but she
Mm.
didn't tell you
Yeah,
something more specific.
Yeah, I kind of blanked out a bit, like over behind that. That's that.
Not
Yeah.
surprising. Well, she mentioned. Shan looks over. Pana, you were asking about it, but she mentioned how they found the weird green crystals, right?
Crystals, you say?
The quartz.
Yes.
Oh.
Something that she
Oh, what
didn't
the-
mention. That stuff's been found in other places as well.
Like even the dead, like the thing we just fought not too long ago.
He nods. I was doing a little bit of some digging on my own. The guild's encountered this green quartz before. Though it always seems to break down and it's no longer usable, detectable. It's very fragile, surprisingly.
Mm.
What's quite interesting about it, she wasn't lying about it being something that's not really from here.
Not
Back,
from here, you said.
Back on one of my soirees into Memorem, there was a village that I had went to after after the situation had been dealt with, but reports came in about a illness going across the village. Quarantines and such were put in. Half of the village disappeared.
They disappeared.
Yep, no bodies.
straight up
No
disappeared.
nothing.
How do
They
they
didn't
just
leave.
disappear?
He snaps his fingers. That's the good question. That's the one that everyone wants to know. How did half of a village just disappear? None of the people
Imiko.
around, none the wiser. Well, I guess partially the wiser, but still. Go ahead.
Sorry. Imiko snaps the like finger and say, "You said like they disappeared, right? Without no trace. Perhaps they moved. Did they move anywhere? Kind of
Well,
like Titus when they moved about without like him knowing."
Well,
Was there like?
go
Oh,
ahead.
my apologies.
No, go ahead.
No.
Ask your question.
I was asked, was there like belongings that people wouldn't have moved without still there? Like, was there like food still sitting out, or was it like someone packed up and left?
Yep.
Oh.
Things completely left.
Hmm.
That's suspicious.
This has a couple explanations. One would be mass teleportation.
It was chalked up to
That's
mass
like
hysteria
nothing.
for a while.
What? They probably like got the mind controlled.
Definite possibility.
Well, they did try tracking them down. Wasn't exactly successful, but they found something. And I bet
The
you can
green
guess
stuff,
what they
right?
found. Yep. Green quartz.
Hmm.
That's suspicious.
Oh,
I say
you
quartz.
go ahead.
It wasn't really quartz, but
Yeah.
They found
So
green.
green crystals. So why not like they got mind controlled and then they got mass teleported, leaving behind crystals, perhaps,
maybe.
Or
or
cannibalism.
what?
You think they hate each other?
Would you have a
What?
reason why that wouldn't be possible?
If it was cannibalism, there would be a lot of blood and also like body parts
Bones.
around.
Unless you're
Yes.
very hungry, in which case you're not going to leave any blood.
I can assure you they
I'm
could not
saying-
fit the bodies of several people into the other person without there being blood.
And I don't think that you spill out like corpse.
They have to
Hmm?
like clean out incredibly efficiently, like clean up incredibly efficiently to not leave any trace.
Well,
Hmm.
that's what I was wondering as well. I did a little bit of my own digging, of course.
Ooh,
Around the
little
area and
investigator over
such.
here.
I like being in the know on things. We'll just say I was working a
Hmm.
bit for the guild at the time.
Hmm.
Didn't find any bodies,
All
didn't
good.
find any real trace, but... okay, first one was kind of a lie. Not intentional, though. It wasn't the body of a... How would I put it? An eye.
An eye?
I found an eye.
Really?
You found.
You found
Was
an
it?
eye.
What's the
Was it
eye?
green?
Yes, it was.
Was it artificial?
But it wasn't human. Or, kind of
Ah.
thinks. Or it wasn't anymore.
Alien type.
Hmm.
Did it look chewed up like cannibalism?
No.
Ugh.
It was not chewed
Damn.
up. It was just
That's
sitting there in the
cannibalism.
crystal. I swear, if you blink, it
The
would almost...
eye was crystallized?
No, it was
Wait.
flesh.
It was inside?
Yes, it was inside the crystals, and then
It was flesh.
for a
How was
moment... go ahead.
how does the eye get in a crystal?
That's what I was wondering. It was misshapen, as in it was bigger than what a human eye should be. And it didn't have an iris of a human either, but it's just off-putting. I remember when I looked at it, it made me feel kind of... This is a weird way to say, but seen? Felt like I was
Seen. Like
Spy eye.
a presence, you say?
Yes, like
Like a
something...
presence?
I didn't feel like it was just... I've heard of the spell Arcane Eye before. But that didn't feel magical. Well, it didn't
question.
feel just magical.
Yeah, so a question, Jen, Titus. Did he ever like describe the presence or was it like strong? Titus.
I think all he said was when. Yeah, I think all he said was when he heard the voices, it felt like
He was being
I
watched,
don't know.
right? Okay. So like Imiko would say probably like a presence of sorts. Probably like Titus and stuff again. This could be all coming back to the Whispering God. I knew it. We're dealing with some shit.
There's no jumping to conclusions yet. We don't know what we're dealing with.
I think we're starting to put pieces together. Maybe not
Right.
completely yet, but starting.
Yeah. This has been an enlightening conversation.
Right.
Take a sip of my drink again.
I go sifting through my databases again.
Just another, well, let's say, ghost story, you could say.
Or it could be facts. Who knows?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have proof of the eye.
I asked for like 2 more drinks.
For you, son.
Yeah. I asked 3 more.
Just give me the bottle, man.
He's like, I'm not giving you the bottle.
Yeah, just give me the bottle.
No, I'm not giving you the bottle.
Please, give me the bottle. God damn it, please, bro, please.
Why would I give you the bottle?
I get like she's making
Brew.
little grabby hands at it, like please, like a raccoon.
He's like
Brew, you got
slowly
something that
dragging
can
it away.
get me drunk?
He kind of says, you do remember we're on mission, right? We party after the operation's done. That's the rules.
Yes.
Who's that?
I only had 2 more.
Party, a mission is technically at a party, right?
I know my limit.
A mission is technically a party.
Right, but my
yeah.
question stands.
Hmm?
Do you have something that can get me drunk?
Maybe. I could probably put some type of things. Maybe ask Latricia or Krill. They might have some type of synthetic material I could give you. Some alchemical fluid of some kind.
So.
Want to make sure it doesn't hurt you.
Hurt me?
You get the strong
yeah.
one. Definitely get the strong one, Cass.
I need stuff that affects the soul.
Probably should avoid that stuff.
Do it, Cass. You should probably live a little.
Gotta give that uppercut another try.
Yes, sir.
He kind of goes back to clean after he gives you your drinks. He goes back to cleaning dishes.
I look at Cass and say, "What?" And look at with a questioning gaze, like, "Why capitalism anyway?"
Who did you say this to?
You, Casket.
I look at Cass and said, like, "Why cannibalism exactly?"
Well, body disappearing would mean 2 things. 1, somebody didn't leave the bones if they died. And 2, these people were not mentally sane at the moment. So cannibalism was the most correct choice for me.
Yeah, probably not cannibalism, more like taking apart each other, perhaps. Because that would take a long time, wouldn't it? Eating each other.
Depending on how hungry you are, yes.
How hungry? Well, that's probably a possibility. But we can never rule out everything.
One thing is for certain, though.
I knocked back my drink. Well, it's been an enlightening conversation. I gotta go. Probably do some research and stuff.
All right, I shall tend to my garden, and I pick up the tomato seeds that I put down.
Can I head to the garden as well? Let's explore it.
Currently, the garden is in my room. It's a small one.
Yeah, it's a small one. The full garden facility hasn't been made, so it's just in his room.
I just like ask Casket, can I see the
Okay.
garden? The tiny garden? If you two don't mind,
Of course.
since it's in your room.
Hmm.
Thank
I
you.
give you the cyber
Sure.
key or something.
Yeah, the key.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the cyber key.
Cyber key.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yes.
lovely garden. I can't wait to see everything blossom.
As long as the
Yes,
ship
I
doesn't get
planted
blown
some
up.
tomatoes over there.
Into my room.
I swear to God, Dragon, do not blow up my garden. I have crickets over here.
Don't ruin the garden.
It'll
Wait.
be alright.
Oh, he will.
Casket, you gotta
definitely will.
like make some armor that's like not only will survive you from an explosion, but also the crickets from an explosion.
The
Blast
crickets are currently
Mm.
encased in pure titanium case right now. They will be good.
Okay, so
I will have someone
Dragon,
enchant
where
it
can
soon.
I?
You were right.
Go ahead, Pepper.
So, before like we head to Titus, like, where can I start my investigation of the goop and stuff? And now with the Risping God probably involvement.
So you're
I
going
didn't
to
know.
need to spend, we'll say 2 of the days you can do it. So I'll need you to roll me a check in a moment, and then Titus,
Okay.
you could, but I am gonna roll something. I need you to roll me a stealth, Titus,
Uh-oh.
or you know what I mean, a stealth for that thing. Titus. Oh, Titus not there.
Elf.
That's alright. We'll get them later. But yes, Pepper, please roll me, and also we'll probably close out as you guys are making your way to the point for the night. But I will get you real quick, Pepper. I need you to roll me a.
Oh.
I need you to roll me. Ooh, this is gonna be. Okay.
I can take it. Come on.
And I'm just thinking about when I want you to roll first.
Hmm.
Give him that left,
What
right.
kind of,
How about either medicinal or
medicinal,
hmm.
medical, or
Knowledge.
you cut out.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say knowledge, soul energy,
Oh. Yeah.
or
I got
knowledge.
proficient.
Yeah, we'll say those 2 for right now. Or knowledge. Yeah, no, those 2. Those 2.
Knowledge, soul, and what was that?
Knowledge, soul energy. Actually, I'll add a 3rd one. Knowledge, soul energy, knowledge, bestiary, or medicinal.
Ooh, okay, that's a tough one. I got all 6 in there.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little learner.
All right.
I'll try soul energy.
All right.
Okay. Rolling now.
Hmm.
I'll be day 20.
All right. So this is what you're getting at the end of the session here. As you guys are getting closer
Ooh.
to the site and stuff like that, you've been studying this material for a little bit. Under the watchful eye of Latricia, who is always present behind you, basically. She's studying it as well, but she's not like hiding that she's watching you, I'd say.
Yeah, after that stunt I did.
Yeah.
Unlike some people.
But she's also not like trying to be like mean necessarily. She's just like, it definitely gives you the vibe of like she is making sure you have a healthy distance from it for your own safety type feel.
Yeah, but like whenever she's not looking, I'm probably like looking at deeply.
Yeah, like getting closer and like looking at it deeply, and you look back up and go back.
And then
Yeah.
she's like, yeah. Ooh. Yeah,
she just-
and also like I
Good.
ask her for.
Yeah, you can like ask
I
her a
ask her for
question,
some help too.
and she's
Wait,
Yeah,
Go ahead,
ask
sorry.
her a question.
would Latricia have like a camera so she could watch you without you knowing she's watching?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I will. Latricia might be aware of Emiko's actions regardless of if she's looking at her, but yeah, sure. But anyway, go ahead, Emiko. You had to ask her a question. You want to ask her a question? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, like what kind of like stuff have there been like recorded? What's kind of like incidents from any sightings, whatever, like effects and stuff like this and that.
Well,
Like what happens to the body when it gets touched.
I've been noted. There's some growths, obviously, on this material. It hasn't changed much, but there is something of note. She'll walk over,
Oh yeah.
and she'll take like a little
Oh yeah,
pointer,
and I also
and then point like along the
okay.
sides of like the flesh, and faintly, you can see
Mm.
like in the cut wounds, little crystals formed on the ridges of things.
Green ones.
Yep, green crystals.
God damn it.
Nice. Yes, sir. And I like Shimiko's like grinning like ear to ear, like ha ha.
Yeah, looks
Looks
over.
like we're dealing with gods. Yeah.
We're dealing with what?
Oh yeah.
She like looks over.
Uh, we're probably dealing with possible god involvement because Brew like told us a story about how there's like a what was it? What was that? Like whispers and stuff. The god of whispers.
Whispers? She kind of
One who
thinks.
whispers.
The one who whispers. I'll
Yes. The
dig up
one who
information on
whispers.
that. Hope not. It makes our job a
Uh,
lot more difficult. She kind of like. She's like massaging her
a lot more.
temples.
A lot more difficult. A lot more exciting. Don't you agree?
Mm. Well, whatever it is, hopefully it's something we can rectify when we get to where we're going.
Yep. Hmm.
But that's not
And
really
can
what
I
I'm
like
most interested
see
in.
if there's anything?
Good, sorry.
Oh. No, like while she's like talking, like I want to see if there's like any like new stuff around it,
No.
like to glean from the information Brew gave us.
Not from what you see immediately.
Mm.
Looks like it's mostly outside of that crystallization on some of the bits. It seems like it's mostly the same. And as she continues, she's like, "It's not. That's not really what I'm worried about too much, though. I'm more worried about what I
And
found
what you worried
when
about?
we were scanning this thing.
And what did you find?
Well, I can assure you that it's not exactly. Oh, sorry. I can assure you it's not exactly elemental in nature, as
Elemental. What do you
evidenced by
think?
the body. Well, this didn't come from your creature that you fought. The Alcigar. This came from one of those water chimera thingies. And I use the term
The one that we
chimera
probably
here
saw.
very specifically. This thing is made, I guess I'd say. Or it doesn't seem like an
Made.
oddborn, it seems like a graftborn. It's an abomination of some kind. And she'll like walk over. And it's also made of multiple things.
Like human flesh, some beastkin flesh, like sort of that.
She nods. Mostly human though.
Yeah, Brew mentioned that he found an eye in the crystal, misshapen and stuff.
Misshapen eye. She kind of looks it up
Yes,
and
sir.
down.
And
This
he
came from the
felt like a
torso.
presence of sorts.
This came from the
Oh,
torso
really?
region of the entity, so no real eyes here from what I could see. But that doesn't mean that there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of pulls something up.
Nice. Oh?
Whatever this...
What's this?
Well, just... I was looking at something about the materials. Well, more specifically, I tried to do some senses on it to see if it was undead in nature. And it's definitely not. Whatever
It
this
wasn't.
is,
Wasn't.
it's... That's why I said abomination is the best fit. It's not undead, even though, I mean, from the way they look, they should be.
Well, there is a word like people tend to throw around, and it's called eldritch. You heard about that?
I've heard
Probably
the term.
not dead, probably not alive. Yeah, probably from beyond.
In
Who
any
knows?
case,
We're
it's
probably
more
dealing with
trouble for
something more.
us.
More trouble, but more reward for us. And And I promise I won't touch any more of that stuff without
Just
gloves.
don't
Alright.
do it without PPE, please. That's all I want.
Okay. I will, Mom.
She kind of looks
Also,
over.
what's with the camera?
Oh, I'm monitoring the test that I'm performing.
Oh, and why is it pointing at me?
You are in the room as well.
Uh-huh. Uh, you sure about that?
I mean, you're standing in the room right
Whatever.
now.
Are you monitoring me?
Yes.
Just
Ah,
straight up. Yeah.
that's what I need. Okay. I promise I won't do anything of the sort,
Hmm.
especially for future me. Hello.
Have you been feeling alright, by the way?
Really normally. Why?
Kinda.
Just the
Alright.
chipper on me.
Just making sure.
Haven't had the whispers. Don't know about Titus though. He's been like training and stuff. Don't know.
The hope would be that whatever affected you is something something that won't have a lasting effect, but there's no guarantee.
Oh, I sure hope it does.
I don't think that would be good for you or us, she kind of sighs.
I mean, like you can like glean like stuff, try to like avoid the nastier side effects, just to see what's inside.
Hmm. Fari has an interesting
Hmm.
hunch about this. She sent me something, but it's not something I can test
Oh,
here.
ooh, gimme. She making grabby hands at the knowledge.
At the pad, she's like, it's nothing particular. Just she hasn't. Well, she thinks that this substance might react, or this, whatever this is, have reaction to certain stimuli.
Oh,
We'll need a
like what
certain.
kind?
Not sure yet. She hasn't really clarified.
Blood.
Hmm.
She pulled out the knife. Blood.
No. We're not testing that here. I want to do that. If we're going to test it, we're going to test it in a lab where we have good. We're not on a ship that's currently flying over the ocean.
She put she sheathed back the knife.
Unless you would like to swim your
All
way
right.
to Delra.
I rather keep my coat clean.
She smiles. Good.
Ah,
Hmm.
yeah. You and your scaly butt.
She just gives a slight smirk.
Yeah, she smirks back. So, what kind of stimuli is she looking to use anyway?
Different types of spirit energy, I think. At the mention that the stuff could have some paracausal signature, it means that it could have some types of reaction to certain things. Unfortunately, we don't really have any paracausal wielders around at the moment. Maybe we can call the guild and have them send somebody.
Hmm. So as long as we don't deal with cult members in our ranks,
Well,
who
paracausal
knows?
wielders aren't cult members.
Well, some of them.
Oh no. Wait, Cass, what are you doing here? Uh,
In any
well, you never
case,
know. Sometimes you got weird stuff happening in the background.
the guild does try to
You
keep
never know.
things above board, but I'd be lying to say there isn't things behind closed
Gotta watch
doors.
him. Yep.
But I trust them a fair
Ever
bit more than I
since
trust most other groups. I'll put it that way.
you should probably should keep an eye on them anyway while trusting them. Keep looking back at it like poking and prodding the flesh.
She looks over. Oh, trust me, and she kind of like moves her hand back a little bit, so stops pressing the thing with the stick, basically. And she's like, "Oh, trust me, I am more than aware of militaries and groups having secrets.
Yeah, especially with the way you reacted when the Titus went cuckoo crazy.
She kind of thinks. Oh,
Hmm?
I was just wanting to make sure that he would not damage the ship or hurt anybody. That's it.
Okay, I see. If you want to talk about that, we can always talk it in the bar.
I'm good. I don't drink.
There's like a alcoholic drink in there called what's it called
Oh,
that
I don't.
rainfall.
The rainfall, yeah, that was the non-alcoholic one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
In any case, we should get some rest. We should be arriving at our destination within by the time we wake up. So.
You go first. I will just check on it. Just like an hour. Just want to see. Just look at it. Nothing non-licking, no touching. I promise. Okay. I look at the camera. I promise. Okay.
She looks over at you and she's like, "Emiko, you know I can't leave you in here with us."
Come on. I trustable. Sometimes.
But
Maybe.
that doesn't mean you're not suggestible
Barely.
of things.
Not suggestible, more doable.
Come on, let's go. Have you bathed today?
Wait.
She like,
I think I assume she grabs him.
yeah,
Grabs him.
she grabs she like by the tail. Come on, let's go.
Wait, hey, come on, please. No.
She closes the door behind you and just walks. You guys just leave the room. She seals it up.
Yeah, you can hear struggling.
Yeah. And that is where we will leave it.
All right.
Didn't even get a lick in.
One day, how about Titus? I'm so sorry. It took up a lot.
I think Titus fell asleep.
Nah, I'm awake.
Oh.
It just took me a minute to get back to my phone.
Oh, you weren't here. Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, I didn't actually close out. Bye, everyone, whoever's watching in the future.